Consistency. Really good at it. I'm really good at consistency. Hello, everyone. I think we're live. Hopefully, we're live. We are here to roast your Goodreads. And we're going to share ours again. So, we're going to do a little check in for my cleanup. So, Heather can continue to be proud of me. And so that I can show y'all that I'm being accountable. And remember, I started with 1,400 plus books. So, we can all make progress. It's fine. But I hope everyone's having a wonderful Sunday wherever you are. I like scarfed my lunch down and then ran upstairs. So, hello, May. Hello, everybody. And yeah, obviously, I have Heather here. I don't know. Do you want to say anything? I feel like, there's just certain people that are package deals with me and like you just get exposure to.
Oh, I'm being paid an exposure. Is that what's happening?
Always.
I'm here.
Always.
I'm the talent. I was brought in.
Yeah.
I'm not
The
gonna
resident meanie.
I'm not gonna be super mean to you all.
No.
But
listen, we're not going to be mean, but we are going to call you on your shit if you submitted.
Right.
If you're watching and you want to add your Goodreads, you can. There's a form down below. I've got it up. If if you're like, wow, okay, they're not being that mean. We're here.
And also, like, we understand that everybody uses it differently.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a TBR of 4,000 on there, but you also haven't clicked on the website in 3 years, I understand.
Exactly.
But
And it's just like, we all have preferences. So for accountability's sake, here's mine. I'm doing great. As you can see, I only have 4 books I'm currently reading. 351 on my to be read. 4 because I have 2 that I'm reading, but I keep having to put back for projects.
Yeah.
Because I'm reading Last Light, and I was trying to read Sabriel, which is probably going to get put back on my TBR shelf to come back to at some point.
Yeah.
But I'm going to finish Last Light, so that's not getting sent back to the come back to. I'm far enough in that I need to finish it, but I'm in the middle of project book. This is Thursday's vlog. I started that last night because I had to, because I got it, and I have to know.
Yeah.
So I'm enjoying Sabriel. The problem is I'm reading other fantasy books, and I can't double up when I'm reading fantasy.
I feel like for the last few years since I started reading romance, really, I'm in a constant state of I want to read fantasy. I want to have read fantasy, but I never want to be reading actual fantasy.
The same. It's that too. And then I'm doing the big Moss read along, right? And reading those is so time consuming. That that's my one read for the month. That's a fantasy.
Yeah.
Or as close as I get to a fantasy, I guess. Yeah. Hey, Ray. That's fair. I love that you just deleted everything off of it. But yeah, I'm liking Sabriel. I'm not in I don't know. Maybe this summer I'll be in a fantasy mood. Because yeah, I have a stack that I want to read. And then I did inventory all of my Kindle books onto my Goodreads. Okay. Which was 693.
Okay.
So that's all of my unread Kindle books.
Is this your if the fascists ban books, I'll still have something to read emergency?
Yeah, but I also this also lets me go see if I'm trying to read off my Kindle and I want to see what I have quickly and not on the Kindle device. Sometimes this is easier.
For sure.
But it just makes me really oh, hey, it also triggers the read what you own in me that I'm doing, where if I'm putting a book as currently reading and it comes off the shelf, I know I need to put it on my spreadsheet.
Right.
That's part of the thought process.
The collections on the Kindle app on your phone?
Yeah.
Or iPad?
Yeah.
That's how I browse what I have.
Mostly that's what I do, but I'll just pick a book and not realize I own it though. Yeah. This is kind of my reminder in my brain. Right. The ADHD.
Yes.
Yeah. I even cleared out my on my radar future and all of that. So I feel it's much more manageable.
For sure.
So that's nice. And even my come back to laters is not too high right now. Sabriel will probably go here.
So your Kindle books is an exclusive shelf, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So, want to read Kindle books and Kindle Unlimited TBR is also exclusive?
Yes. All of this is my exclusive shelves. Because Kindle Unlimited books come on and off my TBR regularly.
So,
And
really, you have
I'm doing great. Because I don't really
1,000
have that
and,
many.
200 on all these TBRs.
Mm,
You put them together.
okay, but these aren't all books I'm going to read. Half of these I also own.
Which makes me wonder why they're there.
Because some of these I will read. Because like this, I will read. And let's see. There's ones on here I'll read. Um, but it's just how I know what I bought. Like
Mhm,
this, I gotta read that book.
mhm, mhm,
But yeah, so this is just how I know I own it already when I go to read it. Because sometimes I go get it from the library and listen to the audiobook instead. But I mean,
mhm.
listen, Heather, you have to remember my Kindle unread was,
Was
I
worse,
mean,
yes, yes,
before I
but
started doing Read What You Own, we
that's
were well
awesome.
into the thousands. How many Let me tell you how many Kindle books I own. One moment, please. Give Heather a little, that's not that bad. Never mind, I take it back. Let's see. I own 4,500 plus Kindle books.
Have you ever thought about deleting any of
Yeah,
those?
I do regularly. So, okay, that does
Regularly.
include my comics on Kindle, so hold on, let me adjust that down
Are
because
you
I have
trying
a
to tell me
lot
that
of
this is the
comments.
curated collection?
Yes. My unread books on Kindle is 732, which is probably minus 20 because it's all my KU checkouts too. So this is like that shelf is edited down. If it's at where is it? There it is. No, 693. So we're doing great.
Doing amazing, sweetie.
Listen, numbers are going down. That's all that matters. So look at
This
your
is true.
your shiny little Goodreads, Heather. Since we're gonna roast, we figure y'all should roast us, be able to roast us and judge us also. Um,
Well, that's okay because I'm judging myself because you see that Elizabeth Stevens one right at the top? I put
yeah,
that on my TBR today, knowing full well I haven't made it like 3 chapters into any of her books without DNFing because I'm so stressed out. I just wanna read her books. I'm just like, I feel like I would
they're
love
very
your
stressful.
books. Just let me
Listen,
make it through.
we're gonna roast you, other people. So it's like it's only fair that I share mine. But like again, I've made a lot of progress.
You have made
Progress
progress.
because
And
I do go browse my want to read, Heather, now to pick a book sometimes.
oh, well, way to go, Idaho. And to be fair, projects like this, it is all about making progress over time.
Mhm.
It's not about, going from 3,000
I
to 0.
love you. Just like your shelves are so minimal. I'm over here with like trope shelves galore.
I tried. I tried, but turns out I simply can't be bothered.
That's fair. That's fair. I get really frustrated with it because of the fact that like Goodreads is so terrible to use now. Um, and like I
Yeah,
like StoryGraph too, but like I'm so used to the ecosystem that I've struggled to switch fully. So now I
right.
just do both.
Not me.
Um, I also love that we all do the Z. Did I tell you to do that? To send it to the
Oh,
bottom?
no, I just figured out that it was alphabetical and I was tired of
Yeah, that's
jumping
what I do
down.
too. I'm like Z, send it to the end at the end of the year. Thank you. See it no more because I don't want to lose it.
Right.
Um, I know, like like I don't understand how you function with so few shelves, but I guess this is what happens when your want to read is only how many books you got right now?
51.
51. 51? Heather, you're gonna run out of
Well,
books.
that's the thing. I read it, I DNF it, I delete it. One of those
Hmm.
3 things happens.
Okay. What's on your manga TBR? Because I'm curious.
Hello, darling. Did your father lose you? He fell asleep. All right.
Wow. Hello, tall Megan. I do love that her manga shelf has two of my favorites. But yeah, Heather's like borderline enviable for me on the books she has here. How little. I could never. I could never, y'all. As she goes to deal with the munchkin. But yeah, I don't know. Are y'all shelf people on your Goodreads or no? Because that's my question. Because I feel like I just I can't handle it. Like not having them on shelves. I like it for my tropes. I like it for everything. It just makes it easier. I'm also importing y'all who have submitted since we started. But yeah. Okay. It's so someone else that tries to be 10 exclusive shelves. I have a lot of exclusive shelves. I like shelves. I like sorting it.
I'm
I
back.
know I'm older than Heather, but I hope I have a tiny TBR when I grow up too. Okay. I got you all loaded in. Um, okay. Shelves it as a working match. That's smart. That's fair. Yeah, I'm a shelf fanatic. Yeah, I mean, or tags, same. I like just knowing quickly like what a thing is. Genre shelves. Okay, that makes sense. Goodreads, yeah, see, this is my problem. I've been on Goodreads since, how old is my account? It's old. I've had this account for a very long time. Um, so yeah. Um, like since college. I made this my Goodreads in college, so 2009. Yeah, it's been a long journey. Hence why I had to bring Heather on to drag me to lower it. Yeah, I like the tags on the StoryGraph too. Okay, no shelves, just TBR. But yeah, Heather, how do you have no like these zeros blow my mind?
Oh, well, I decided I wasn't in the mood for any of those things. And as you all might know, I do the reading the oldest books on my TBR like every November, basically,
Hmm.
which is the books that were put there from the year before. And so when I get to that and it's like, all right, you have to read this nonfiction, you have to read this
Hmm.
thriller esque book. Um, every time I'm like, I'm actually not that into this. And the thing is, like I have said many times, I've read other genres before. Like before I started my channel, um, I
Hmm.
read a lot of other genres. I wasn't even a romance reader until
Hmm.
after my daughter was born. But like I know what I want to read. And I honestly go by feeling when I look at a book on my TBR and I'm like, yeah, yeah, I want to read
Okay,
that. And
that's
I'm
fair.
like, well, no, I actually don't.
I
And
don't
if I
know.
ever have to make myself read it for a project, I'm dreading it. 'Cause I'm like, I actually don't
That's
want to
fair.
read this.
I'm really excited for you to read The Last Hour of Gone because I read that a long time ago.
Oh, really? I don't even know how that got on my TBR recently. I don't
It's a
remember.
really wild alien romance
It just maybe it
on the
was
street.
Gina. Maybe she told me to read it. I don't know, but I know I just added it.
I enjoyed it. Uh, that's fair. I mean, I use my Kindle. Like that's both of our main reading forms. We both read on our Kindles every day, probably.
Yeah. I mean, I used to think that I would hate reading ebooks. One, I'm technologically challenged, as we all know. I really hate trying to learn new things.
Hmm.
Um, I hate the learning curve. And, I'd always read physical books. I'd been reading physical books
Oh
since,
yeah.
before I could speak or walk.
Hmm.
Like, I was like, I
Same.
love physical books. Why would I ever want to change? But, honestly, having little kids, having infants and stuff, and being able to read one-handed
Hmm.
was, like,
Game changer.
life-changing.
Well, we got my mom when the first Kindle came out for Mother's Day that year. My brother and I got my mom one. So like
Yeah,
she had like the OG Kindle, and I
yeah,
had a Kindle keyboard in college, and that was like a game changer because like I was in an apartment, I didn't have room for books.
right,
I didn't, I didn't want
right,
books in my space out everywhere.
right.
So
And
it's just,
honestly, as someone with a limited budget and someone who like really likes indie romances,
Mhm.
the availability on ebooks is
Yeah,
so
for
much
an e-reader,
higher.
so much better. Same,
So,
agreed. I mean, I don't
and
think I'd be the romance reader I am without my Kindle in a way.
right, for sure. And also, like, truly, that is what lets me have my, Goodreads TBR be so minimal. It's
Mhm,
deleting and DNFing, that makes a big difference, and also, I do read hundreds of books a year. I am, a fast reader that reads
mhm,
a large amount.
same.
That's also true.
That's also part of why my, TBR doesn't stress me out too much, like, even though, yes, I have a lot on my Kindle TBR on my book. I'm reading 200 plus books a year, though.
Yeah.
So, that's only 3 years of reading if I only read on my Kindle, right?
Yeah.
And
I
that's
mean,
not accounting DNFs.
my thing is always look at my TBR. This got we have,
Mhm.
what, 3 added today, 1 added a
Yeah,
couple days ago. I'm always adding new
yeah.
books, so
Do you
there's
just
no way I need 700 from 9 years ago.
I get
That's
that.
just the truth.
I mean, you definitely are adding, you add more than I think I realized you do, in a
Yeah,
way.
I have a pretty
But I think you clean it
consistent.
out. You clean it out, like, once a month or, like, pretty regularly then?
It's honestly, this is probably the number one thing
I'm
that
on your all bookshelf, so
I
I'm gonna laugh.
do. Every time I'm in, like, a reading slump or, like, in a I don't know what to pick mood, I'm scrolling through, and then if I'm, like, absolutely not, I delete it. And that happens at least a couple times a month. Because I'm trying to find something to read. If I can't even be bothered to check it out from the library or add it to KU,
Mhm.
or if I'm like,
That's
"Yeah,
fair.
no, I'd
Yeah,
rather."
I mean, you definitely I can see you, like, kinda go in spurts some too, on and off, but
Yeah, a lot of it kind of depends on what I'm doing. I feel like sometimes I'll be on Instagram stories and all of a sudden I've added 4
Mhm.
books, and sometimes I'm not adding any books for a while.
Yeah, that's fair. Uh, I like this, and it's not a bad idea. You use it just for what you read, not what you're going to read. I just my brain does not retain things, with
Mhm.
ADHD.
I like
Digital
that
for travel,
too.
yeah.
Like, for instance, on my, I'm actually gonna talk about this in my March reading wrap up, but I just reread 2 books because I was in a reading slump, right? And
Mhm,
I added them to my currently reading, and I marked them as read, and they're in my reading challenge on Goodreads.
mhm.
One of those books, I only read probably, like, 4 scenes from it. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I
We're calling
probably
it the
only
soothing
read,
mom
like, 4
voice.
scenes from it. I was just reading
Yeah.
the scenes with the couple that, like, I couldn't get out of my head and I wanted to reread. And so
Mhm,
you might say, "Oh, well, that doesn't count as a reread, that doesn't count as a book read." But the reality for me is with my Goodreads, with my BookTube channel, with all of that stuff, the whole
mhm.
point is I want an accurate picture of my reading. That's it. I'm not trying to
It's
inflate it. I'm not trying to make it appear bigger than it actually is or more important than it actually is. I just
it's
wanna show
adding
what I did.
CPR while we talk, it's fine.
That's not even the first book.
I'm on the last page.
It's
I'm gonna
only the
scroll off
first
and see
book in
what
the series.
I don't care.
Ugh.
I'll go
It's
back
like
and take a
a
look.
at least the first one is like a new adult smutty novella type thing, but the first one is like a stalker, um,
I need
yeah,
it. What is the first book
like
called?
a golden retriever stalker.
Sign me up. Where are all your books, lady? I, there we go, more books. Is this the first book?
Yeah, that one.
Thanks. Okay. Um,
Yeah, you can see
I
it's at the
outed myself.
bottom.
It's fine. Immediately, I was like, "Da, da, 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 listen, whatever you want to count counts as reading. So
Right,
I do Libby tag a
exactly.
lot. I mean, Heather knows that she's on a lot of my Libbies. She's seen my Libby tags. But that's like again, same thing like where you'll browse this. When I'm in a slump, sometimes I'll scroll like my what's available now on my audio tag that I'm interested in on
Yeah.
Libby, things like that.
I will say, especially non-romance books, I do think I would read more of them if I could get into audiobooks. I do think I would.
I do think it helps honestly a lot for me.
Yeah. Like,
I
I
love
still
this for
enjoy
you.
it. so I
I
don't.
could never. Only pen and paper. I just read too much. I just it would literally just be a picture of the book and a star rating. That's it.
I mean, I
Uh,
do it in my bullet journal, and that's fun, but this year I'm not tracking every book I read in there, so
that's fair. That's wild to me because Kindle is why I will be up till 3 in the morning regularly.
I mean, I'm all for DNFing,
That's
but
awful.
poor Megan.
I know. Nice. I like that. That's a good way to do it. Yeah, I keep a list of like audiobooks I'm interested in and ebooks so that when I'm slumpy, I can just like scroll Libby and find something. Because like a lot of my non-romance titles live there.
Mhm.
So then it's like,
Well,
okay, cool. Let's pick
like,
up something
I
different.
know I have Deep End by Ali Hazelwood on hold on Libby, and it's not on my TBR because I'm like, my hold's like 12 weeks away. When it comes
Yeah,
in, I'll add it to one to read on Goodreads, but I can't read it. So,
that's fair.
and I already have,
That's fair.
its existence marked
You
somewhere.
don't need to be reminded. You don't have the ADHD brain where things just leave
No,
my
I don't.
brain. And like that's a book that like is popular enough that I don't need to be reminded I want to
Right,
read it, right?
right. And
Oh,
that
there's
is a
that.
factor. More obscure things that, I've only seen the one time and I added it to my TBR. If I'm
Will
at
live
all
there
interested
longer.
in it, I want to
I
read
mean,
it.
your oldest was literally from like May 2024, so like that's really not terrible.
Yeah. No. Well, actually, I have at least one on my fantasy TBR that's longer than that, but that is
Mm,
still 2024 or
that's
like
fair.
December 2023, one of the two.
So we look at Ray's StoryGraph.
Yes, let us.
Um, she only has 124 books,
All
and
right.
I'm impressed. Ray, I need you to read for Puck and Keep so I know if I want to read it or not. Thank
Uh,
you. I do have that on my Kindle, I think. I also have this on my Kindle or on my TBR at least in a list somewhere for KU or Cowboy. Because
okay.
like so that's the other thing I do. I will make lists on like Amazon for a project video or because then I can just go to delete the list.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about it living on my Goodreads. So okay.
I love that this is like 90% romance.
I know. I was
And
like,
Ray was to the bitter end, was like, I'm not really a romance reader.
I know, and I'm over here like, this is a lot of romance.
Guess
It's
who's a
really
romance reader
fun.
now?
You should definitely get to Arjal. That was a really fun one. Okay, we're getting some non-romances. Do you think she's gonna DNF The Truth According to Ember? Because I think she's gonna DNF The Truth According to Ember.
I DNF'd all 3 books that are on the screen right now, so there's that.
Okay, what one is she gonna do you think she's gonna DNF all of them?
No, I don't necessarily think that Ray will. I think for sure she's going to hate slash DNF The Truth According to Ember because as soon as that girl starts lying for absolutely no reason, Ray is gonna be like,
That's the only
I
reason I
cannot
haven't read this book
handle
yet.
this foolishness.
Heather is our ruthless DNFer friend, though. Like we know this.
Uh, I'm not even saying they're terrible, but I did DNF them. So there's that.
See the lies. We're just prepping you, Ray. You're ready. You know
I
it's
was
coming.
like that. Listen, I'll lie
This
if I
cover
need
is
to,
fun.
but
I
you
like this
absolutely
cover.
don't need to.
This is like okay. That's an interesting cover. And if this is good, let me know. I'll put it on my TBR. This entire thing is just me telling people, tell me if this book is good, so I can know if I want to read it. Thank you. And Heather
Oh
being
my
like,
lord.
Isabel, stop putting things on your TBR.
I
I love
mean,
a
it's
thriller.
fine. It's just, it's kind of like, time and schedule. If you're adding in something that takes up 4 nights of your week, guess what? You gotta take something else out. Like, it might just be alone time or, being at home, but, like,
Mhm.
that time is coming from something that you were already doing. Same thing with
That's
the
fair.
TBR. You can add new books. It's just that means there's other ones you
I mean,
aren't
I
gonna
don't have a
like
lot of
to read.
responsibilities in life anymore, so it's fine. Okay, Britney Spears. It's an interesting one. I think enjoy is a maybe not the phrase, but it's interesting. I met this author. She's really sweet.
I thought
And
you
I'm curious
DNF'd
about that
that,
one.
right? Or did you DNF just a similar one, like a similar cover?
Maybe.
I don't know. You'd have
Ray,
to
are you
kill
not
me to
keeping
get
up?
me to read a politician romance, so there's that.
That's fair. I think I got May's bought it because totally her thing. The only politician things I'm reading are Congressman Bucky fanfic. Thank you very much.
Excuse Me While I Ugly Cry is a wild title and one I will be avoiding.
Yeah. Figure of speech, similar cover. Oh my god, what screen am I on? There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a wild. It's young adult. Okay, that makes sense too. Then more. Uh, Murder in
Ray,
G major.
I thought you decided you don't like cozy mysteries, and I thought we decided in the last Black Halloween that you were no longer attempting to like cozy mysteries.
Ray is like, I regret this decision to submit.
Listen, I watch all of Ray's videos. If there's
Yeah,
anyone
I'm very
that
behind on
knows.
everyone's stuff. Unfortunately, Ray is in the queue. Oh, this is a good one. When you want a like interesting serial killer book, I do think the Michelle is really good. No,
McNamara?
Mc, no, McNamara. I don't know. Anyways, it was really good. I actually read it when they caught the Golden State. Like it had just come out, and they caught him, and I read it. And it was really, really intriguing.
Oh, you haven't edited since Black Halloween. Well, guess what?
Well,
It's
you
been
got
6
some
months.
cleanups. You got some cleanups. Ray has so few. I'm just like scrolling until we hit the bottom because we're almost there.
Yeah, might as
Uh,
well.
okay.
And see, I
Honestly,
would be interested in your Fallen Kingdoms review. I've never read it, but
I think we hit the bottom. It's loading. So, oh nope.
Jeopardy.
What? This is a very random nonfiction biography that we have pulled here, but I like this. I appreciate it. Rita Sabeti is for when you want to cry. That's fair. Paper Girls is okay. I read the first volume. It has some I can't remember if it was this sounds so bad that I can't remember which it was. There's some trigger stuff in there for like probably racism and homophobia, I believe, both. Um fair. It's just a wild card, you know? Um so it's interesting, but I don't think it holds up well because it's set like in the 80s, so it kind of leads into the like stereotype, like the bad stereotypes of the 80s. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
Fruits baskets, Fable. Okay. Now, some of these are very old, Ray. If we haven't read them yet, are we going to read them?
I mean, 30 and 30 is coming up.
30 and 30 is coming up. You could read The Wicked and Divine. You could read Food Wars, Monstrous. Yeah, a lot of these. Will Ray like Desperate Measures?
I thought you read and hated Desperate Measures. I'm confused.
Okay, because I was like, I don't feel like that's a book Ray would like. And now
The
I'm like,
categories.
okay, now
I
we hit the
know you
bottom.
read Desperate Measures, so why is it on a TBR?
Maybe. It's loading again. Anyways, Ray, I think you have some cleaning up to do.
Oh, for
Is what I
sure.
will say. Uh,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
well, it's on your, eye opening, eye opening for you. I mean, I think you just need to go to the bottom and start cleaning up because it looks like you just got some stuff that's lingering. So we move on to our next one.
Interesting choices were made.
Yeah, and some choices were made. All right, this is
How many does she have in her currently reading? Or is it not easy to get to
two.
that because you have to scroll the whole way up?
1 second. Two.
Okay. All right. It's a good
So
amount.
this is Love
It's the same as
and
me.
Age 4.
It's trash.
Okay,
Great work, Ray.
Nietzsche. I hope I got your name right. Library of Wonder. I saw you in the comments. You're next.
Oh,
You're next.
Jim Catchy.
Nikechi. Okay, sorry. I'm reading it, obviously, so then my brain's like, wait.
Yeah, I
You
wouldn't know
currently
the
reading?
pronunciation from the spelling.
Appreciate you. I always struggle bus. So,
Oh,
okay.
nice Chloe Brown.
I like this. I like this. This is already a good start. I've heard nothing but good things about
I
everything
don't
Ekweke
know
Emeze has
that
written.
is.
I just
Yeah.
always hear good things. So I feel like this is a solid currently reading. I like it.
Dun, dun,
Let's
dun.
see how many books you have. Okay, we have our up next list going. Do we actually keep the up next list organized? Is my question.
Well, they just posted on Instagram about reading Pride and Prejudice and adding Persuasion. So I know that's
Okay.
current.
Okay, we love that. Okay, CL Clark.
Good choices.
Mm-hmm. Say we have not. You need to send me the link later so I can actually pull it up. Okay. This one I'm hearing really good things about, but also apparently a lot of repetitiveness with the telling versus showing situation. So keep that in mind. I've heard that if you can get through that, it's really great. And some grief themes. So if that's not for you, keep that in mind.
Good to know.
244. Y'all make me feel like
244 is latest added, though. Does that mean that that's
no,
her
that's all of it. That's
entire
all of their
TBR?
books. Yep, that's their entire TBR,
All
244.
right. All right. All right.
I'm just start
Reasonable.
scrolling. Semi quick, but not too quick. Heard this one is interesting. I've never tried it. I'm proud of
Okay.
you for wanting to keep up with it because I tried to use it on StoryGraph and I failed.
Imagine
I came back and I was like, huh? What is this book? What? I don't want to read that book. That's me. That's fine.
that.
Um,
I feel
but
like
yeah.
my up next is just my checkouts. Like, it's what I
Hmm.
have checked out from the library and Kindle Unlimited.
Okay, we did a little TJ Alexander adding. I see. I'm very curious about A Gentleman's Gentleman.
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm hoping it's kind of a Lady for a Duke vibes ish. You know, like that kind of like obviously it's trans representation and historical, so
Right.
I'm very intrigued.
Already broken my cardinal rule of not adding multiple books by the same author, but
It's
it's
fine.
my cardinal
I just
rule,
have
not
to
yours.
say, I mean, you need to go ahead and just read all of Alyssa Cole. They're fun. They're a good time.
Mhm, mhm, mhm. James Baldwin.
Hmm. Yeah, I loved a Duke, but I loved that whole series. Is that by the same author as Lesbiana's Guide to Catholic School? I think so. I didn't know there was another book. I think that's the same author. That cover has the same vibes. That yellow cover. Oh my god, I forgot to go put it on my radar. It's fine. It's fine. Let's see. I'm seeing a lot of mix for genre, which is nice.
Mhm.
I do think that's nice. So you've got a lot of stuff we do not read that much of. I don't have a lot of
Yeah.
thoughts. Tasha Suri. Okay, I love that. I got a jump scare. I thought that was a different author. Because there's an author in the cover like this, and like that author's like really terrible, but it's not that book, I don't think. Okay, I love that you're responsible about your TBR. I'm very proud of you.
We'll
Somebody
get it
has to
together.
be. Okay. This has also been on my nonfiction TBR for ages. Disability, visibility. I think Bree read it in Love and Words, Bree, and like put it
Very
on my
possibly.
radar. I'm reading this next month with my members. I'm very excited about it.
I DNF'd it, but that's a me problem, not a book
Audiobooking it, and I'm
problem.
gonna do it as like a chapter-ish a day or so type of situation.
Right. Well, that's why I try to do too. The Raven
Ooh, slowly
Scholar,
I'm learning how to
I
skip.
kind of have on my radar. It sounds good.
Mm-hmm. I've heard really good things about the conductors. This is like a very well-rounded TBR. I don't know what to tell you. I'm waiting for something to like
Their wrap-ups are
to.
really
Hmm.
diverse
Well,
too. You just never know
I'm
what's
gonna,
gonna be there that
yeah,
month.
I've heard this is not as good as people have been saying it is.
I had no idea what that book is, so I don't know.
It's like a weird literary fiction thriller. The cover's weird, so it always stands out to my brain when people talk about it because it's a
Uh-huh.
weird cover.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've heard really mixed things about it. And I put on a lot of non like people that I talk to when I'm like doing things around the house. Like I'll pop in and they'll be talking about a book and I'll be like, oh yeah, that book.
Mhm.
Okay. Have you read Sally Rooney before? Because if not, she does not use quotation marks. Keep that in mind. May not be for you. Ah, the library hold weight. That's fair. That's fair. I just keep seeing like really various mixed takes whenever I catch people talking about it. I'm like, this is interesting. Oh, The Wild Robot. Have you read that, Heather, with your kids?
Um, we DNF'd it.
Oh no, did we watch the movie?
Yes, they
Okay,
did
my
really
nephew's
enjoy the
well, because my
movie.
nephew's 5, so like they're not reading the book yet, but he loved the
I
movie.
I feel like The Wild Robot is a little scary for a 5-year-old.
He loved the movie.
Yeah, the movie is good.
But the book probably, yes, I could see that.
I
Okay.
think also part of it is me being the problem because I read dramatically. That kind of intensifies the scary
Mhm.
parts.
That's fair. DNF'd, try a conversation, DNF'd it. Fair. Slumps are the worst.
Name slump it
I
is.
can't wait. I can't wait. All right, Megan is
Megan,
next. Shall we
your
go straight to
sacrifice
her?
is appreciated.
I'm
Okay.
very proud of the tidiness in this story graph that we just looked at, though. I'm very proud of you.
Indeed.
I think you've got a good handle on this. Okay, you are not a me who is a
Indeed.
disaster.
They do read less books in the year than you do, but
Yeah,
it's still a manageable amount.
like I said, I think that's my struggle. I'm always like, whatever. I read so much. Who cares?
Well, and my thing always is, and I know not everybody's like this, but my thing always is if I'm in the mood for, like a paranormal romance, I might DNF 5 in an
Hmm.
evening as I try to get to one that I'm enjoying. So,
Yeah, yeah. I definitely don't DNF as much as you do either, so that also makes it hard sometimes. Although I've been better. I've been better. I've DNF'd multiple
indeed,
times this year already.
indeed.
Um. Okay, Megan. Megan. 796.
Listen, I'm going to give Megan all of the credit because I know that their currently reading has never been at 0 a day in their life. So I know they
It's
cleaned it
only
up.
because I deleted it on a live. I'm sorry. I'm mad because your CPR was too tidy. You listen, mess it up next time. We'll
I
work. And it
mean,
was so varied. Like I appreciate seeing somebody who reads like so varied. In a way, like so that's also nice. Where I'm just like, oh, I know a lot of these books. I'm not gonna read them, but I love to hear other people's opinions on
right.
them.
I didn't have a lot to say about the books. I could have mentioned more books that I DNF'd, but I felt like that was unnecessary.
Heather would be like that one, that one, that one, that one. So just imagine Heather told us she DNF'd your entire TBR. It's fine.
Um, I will say this. There were no books that we both have on our TBR. I have either read them, DNF'd them, or was never gonna read them in the first place.
Yeah. Megan, why do we have every volume? You don't need every you don't know.
Says the person
Megan,
that has every Kate Daniels book in their own Kindle shelf.
because I own them.
Well, I bet she owns all that manga.
Okay, okay. All right. You need to start Rules of Redemption. Our live show is in 13 days.
Yes.
How have you not
Yeah.
read Follow Me to You Tree? You Tree. That'll take you like an evening.
Yeah, it's only 80 pages. It's the volumes I
Okay.
don't have yet? No, that's worse. That's worse.
Make an exclusive shelf is my
Make an
advice for that.
exclusive shelf.
She's tracking her library. No, she's not.
Mm,
She's tracking what she needs to buy.
you probably put a polar expedition on your TBR because of me, and then I DNF'd it, so, you know. You could take that off.
Okay, you're missing the book one live, aren't you? Well, either way,
No.
book
The
one live is
last
the end of
for
this
book
month.
1. You need to read book 1, and then next
Let's
month you
see.
need to read book 2 and be with us.
Manly Appetites is delightful. You do need to read that.
You should read Against a Wall.
Knit
I
One
love
Girl
that book
Two.
so much.
Okay. Okay. That's an oldie. Are you reading cozies?
You read some of these.
Megan.
I mean, it is because I actually do use Goodreads to track
Yeah.
the reading,
Wait, you
but
didn't finish Sweat and Soap?
she probably did and just didn't mark it.
Megan, I'm fixing to fight.
Pick a struggle.
Fixing to fight, my girl. Fixing to fight. Okay, I didn't know if you were really reading cozies. Okay. Megan, we're gonna give you one more page.
And
Because
we're
right
not
now I'm
going all
very
through all
disappointed in
40
you.
pages
No,
of
I'm also
Instagram.
disappointed in her right now, okay? She just said that there are books on here that she has read. So she doesn't I warned her. I privately messaged her and said, "Hey, we're doing this if you want to send yours in," which should have cued her to clean it up a little bit for us. Come on.
I guarantee you she did.
Oh, I know she didn't. I know she didn't. Uh,
Alien Assassin's Convenient Wife is a delightful title.
it is. There's just, you got a lot of variety also here. I'm just really disappointed in you right now.
You have a lot of books you're not gonna
Okay,
read,
you
I
want me
can
to go
tell
to
you that.
you want me to go to page 40 so you can see how old this is? All
I
right,
can
let's
tell
go.
you that for free. You have a lot of books you are not gonna be reading. 6 of Crows?
Children of Blood and Bone?
If you haven't read
If
those
you
yet, you're
don't
not gonna
delete
read
this Penny
them.
read, our friendship is over. Thank you.
This is a joke. You're not
20,
gonna read these.
your zero currently reading does not make up for your 2018 John Green.
Just because that's like 293 books better than you're currently reading usually is, doesn't mean your Goodreads is good. You're not gonna read these Naomi Novik books. I do not believe you.
They're great. You're not going to read them.
The Kiss of Deception, you're not gonna read that. I read it. It's fine. It's not worth holding on to since 2018.
Both of the V.E. Schwabs, you're never going to forget those. She's everywhere. You just see them constantly. I
I
don't know. Has anybody read the third? Has anybody here read the third book in the Children of Blood and Bone series? Did it end well? Does anybody know? I don't remember.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I feel like I heard somebody get it. American Gods needs to go, that's for sure.
Yep. Yep.
Get your
You
act
haven't read
together.
Matilda? There's no way. That's wrong. There's no way. You're not going to read The Name of the Wind either. This is amazing. I gave up on. I didn't try book two because everybody he like did not like it, and she got in a fight with Nora Roberts, and I was like, this is awkward.
I remember Ashley of Realm of Kidlet and Comics, is that the current
Yes.
channel title?
Yeah.
I remember her review of book 2 and just talking
Me
about
too.
how there was no way those 2 books were written by the same person.
You too. I remember that.
The
Yeah.
life-changing magic of tidying up. Did you put that on there because I told you to read it? Because if so, you should have already read it by now. I know you didn't because it predates our friendship. These books predate our friendship, Megan.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, I don't think I was wrong in my decision to abandon ship. from book two. But yeah, this Megan, you need to fix this. All right, who's next? Who is next? Because Megan, we will just continue to endlessly rose. Nico. Okay. I don't know if they are here or not, but let's see. Let's look at their current reading. Eight. Eight.
Are you reading
Are you
it?
are you really reading 8 books? Are you
Is
really
that
reading 8 books? I
true?
must know.
You
Uh,
know who is actually currently reading multiple books
hello.
at a time is Jan Agaton. I have never seen someone just dip in and out of books the way she does.
I I do sometimes. It really varies wildly where I will literally
Feral
I
self-care.
love this. That's a fantastic title. You've paused 10 books. Okay. Well, we're gonna be nosy and look at your books too. You submitted this. Was there a request? Less books in general. Currently reading pace would take you 40 years to get through without sequels. Need to put down AO3 and pick up a book. Okay, fair, fair. Well, I think you just call these DNFs, and there's 10 less books on your TBR. This feature is dangerous for me.
I feel like all of the pause ones that I know about are very slow reads, so I'm
Yeah,
thinking
so
if
like
you pause
fair.
it.
Okay, but are you really reading page for page the Player's Handbook, fifth edition?
I
I would like to know. I know it's only 320 pages. I would just like to know.
love that for you.
Um,
That's hilarious. I need to
I
tell my
missed your
husband about
paused
that.
books. I guess we messed up because we could have roasted you on that. But yeah, I'm curious about Feral Self Care. I feel like you have a lot of the same genre going, and I find that difficult. I personally cannot do like multiple fantasies at the same time and stuff, even if they're different kinds of fantasies. I struggle with that. All right, let's look at your TBR pile. 1,369. Um, you got a lot on here. This is a lot. um,
Thrown in the Dark
listen,
had
there's no judgment
beautiful.
here. Is it good?
No, I didn't
Or
update.
oh, you did after. I didn't hear what you said. Listen, I had over 1,400. So like, I'm not judging you that hard on it, but I am gonna say you have 10 books on your pause shelf that you could probably, just sum off. Okay?
I do not know any of these
I
books.
know. I'm waiting for
We
something.
have a
High
very
five for the
different
ADHD.
reality.
High five for the ADHD. Okay, okay, but you do need to read Legendborn.
Okay, but if they haven't read Legendborn yet, are they going to read Legendborn?
I haven't read the second book yet because the third book just came out, and we're reading four, I think. So I'm waiting to read the whole series.
Loser behavior.
Not really.
And it is indeed.
No, like I mean, they do need to read Legendborn. I'm with you, Ray. I think they need to. Or did you? No, Ray didn't like Legendborn. Is that right? Am I mixing it up?
I don't remember actually.
Now I'm trying to remember.
Enlighten us, Ray. I don't like King Arthur retellings, so I never had any interest in it
Listen,
at
it
all.
lives on the DNF shelf when you DNF, so you can still find it, and you can always go back to a DNF. A DNF doesn't have to mean forever.
I
But
that
you,
makes my skin itch. Okay, wait. The whole entire point of DNFing a book is that it's no longer your problem. If it's still on your currently reading, it's still your problem. And
I
that
think,
is too much for me.
okay. See, I was like trying to remember. I was like, one of the books in the series, Ray DNF'd,
After book
and okay,
2, which is a
book
drunk
two.
reading. I mean,
That's
I'm
fine.
sure
I'm
I
gonna read
watched
all of
it.
them.
I just don't remember.
Okay, I understand this,
I
but
I
I
cannot
think one
abide
thing you
you
could
people.
do to help is like have the first book on your TBR only, and then go from there when you're ready, because that'll cut down on your TBR a lot already. Yeah, done for now. I also like a done for now. Okay. Because like this, like you don't need every High Republic book on here. You just need the one you're on, you know?
Oh, but you should read First Test, and you should read First Test, the graphic novel. That I will accept.
Either said yes. Which I do think the High Republic books are really intriguing. I would like to read them. So fair. I actually might do a video project where I read a bunch of them. Daughter of Smoke and Bone is delightful. That's a finished series. You should just read all three and be done.
Yeah, I definitely didn't DNF the third book.
Well, you can be wrong.
You should just read them. Of
Wait,
the
where's
two of
the?
us, am I the one that's wrong here? I just don't know.
I don't know what to tell you, but you are. Let's see. Comics. See again, you don't need every High Republic book on here. But with love. Let's see. This one apparently some people love and some people hate. It's
Mm-hmm.
very divisive, so there's that.
All right, see, Empire of Shadows. You should read that one.
Yeah, I was having to tell you to read that one.
Okay, but
If you're
you
a
don't
Kobo
need to
reader,
read
it's
The
in.
Sun King if you haven't read Empire of Shadows.
Listen, we're reducing this TBR for you. Uh, Maybe just not loading. Um, yeah, I think you just need to go start removing like number twos and threes and fours in series, maybe.
I like
Are
the
you
name
on
you're talking
Discworld
about.
number 20? Should
How
we put this in
exciting.
like a, you know, holiday tag? I don't know. Are you gonna read an illustrated history of paleontology, or is that a book you're gonna get from the library and flip through?
Dun, dun, dun,
I'm also seeing
dun.
a lot of drawing books. I'm just saying those could. Are you really gonna read them, or are they just like reference books you're gonna use?
The question
This is
is,
really
do
good.
you actually use this list as a resource for all this stuff or not?
Yeah,
That's
that's what
that's
I
the
need to
actual
know. Like,
question.
are you truly coming back here and like pulling books, or are you just getting books from the library? Because you said it's too much for you and it's a lot to manage. And if it's too much and you're not coming here for books, I think you go in and just remove almost everything.
Delete, delete, delete.
Like go on a delete spree. Because right now, like you have a mix of like educational ebooks, we'll call them. I don't know, the drawing books, different stuff like that. And then you have like general fiction stuff of varying types,
Yeah. I
which is
can
like
see this.
fine.
Even if I wanted all of them, I wouldn't want all of them on the same list because if I'm looking
Hmm.
for a romance, I'm not trying to wade through my uh,
Okay.
instructive.
This is like an hour read. So just it's 30 pages. Go read it. This page does not
Mhm.
want to stay loading. It keeps telling me it's being unresponsive. But yeah, I think you've got some short ones on here. Prioritize those. I think get rid of your duplicates. Think about how you want to use your StoryGraph, and go from there. Because, like I said, I think okay, you do use the tags to filter, good. Because I think that part too helps if you're, using your tags to filter and doing all this stuff. But like, are you pulling your books from here, or are you just like finding a book and reading it from somewhere else? There's the thing. That's my question. Because there's a lot of books, and like as somebody who had a lot of books, it feels so good, like so so good having removed a lot of books.
When someone bullies you into it, yes.
So my encouragement will be, read your AO3s because I'm not going to judge for that. I'm doing the same thing. Uh, and then like kind of curate it down some to like maybe lessen each genre, even if that helps. Because like if I know with my ADHD, if I know I'm interested in a series, if I have book one on the list, I will pick up book one and then I'll put book two on the list, or I'm reading the series like straight through, right? So I think that's something to consider if you're somebody like that. Are you going to read the series straight through so then you can just have the first one on your list and then go from there? You feel like you're abandoning the book. You're not abandoning the books. Don't have feelings. Books don't have feelings.
They don't have feelings, they're not sacred. Additionally, you just have to remember a book can be good and it cannot be for you, or it cannot be for you in this moment. Just because a book
Hmm.
could have worked for you if you read it 4 years, I mean, the possibilities are endless, right? There are plenty of books that could have worked for you if you happen to pick them up in that moment. But you can only ever be in one moment at a time, picking up one book at a time. And the reality is, the books that you read, some are good, some are bad. And there are many books that can be
Hmm.
good for other people that don't have to be for you. You don't have to read it to prove that it's a good book.
Yeah, this is our dear friend Morgan's.
All right, Morgan, I'm proud of you because Rules of Redemption is number 1. And
Hmm.
the rest of you, don't think I didn't know this, that it wasn't there, because I did. I assure you.
Uh, Morgan has 3,141
Oh
books
my
on her
god.
list to read.
Oh my god.
We're gonna go to the last
Morgan,
page, Morgan.
why are you the
Uh,
way that you are?
I love Morgan. She's a
Y'all are
delight.
not going to read The Bear and the Nightingale. I am not going to read The Bear and the Nightingale. If you were going to read The Bear and the Nightingale, you would have read
Mm,
it the winter that everyone was raving about it nonstop. You would have picked it up immediately. You would have been like, I'm in it. I'm
Morgan.
in it. I'm here with you.
Yeah.
Y'all
Hmm.
are not going to read that book. You're not going to read it.
Morgan. Delete this book immediately. Don't do it. Just delete it. Also delete this book. This is by a white author. Uh,
Dun, dun,
just go ahead and
dun.
delete it.
The Bromance Book Club? The Bromance Book Club? In the year of our Lord 2025? No. No.
Your Goodreads looks fantastic now, Megan.
My
Delete this
favorite
one. It's not
M's
that
and Texas
good.
right now.
Yeah, that one's not by an author of color with a or a black author with the black main character. So just go ahead and take it off.
Morgan, how are you going to have read Kiss of Steel and have Heart of Iron on your TBR for the last 6 years? Also, Eldon, Wraith Kings number 2, not nearly as good as Radiance. You can just delete it. Just let it go.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna pick page one again. We're gonna go back to the beginning for a minute.
158 pages?
Morgan, you're getting a light roasting, and
Do
then
you have
we're gonna
any
discuss in private.
idea the amount of time it would take for you to load each one of those in Goodreads and scroll and have it actually load?
Yeah, Meet Cute's bad. Take it off your list.
It's never gonna happen. You're never gonna scroll further than 4 pages.
You have it. So you have a new Emma Ham up here, and you have that Emma Ham on page like 158. What are you doing?
And they're not even good. I said it.
The one I read was not great.
Ah. Ah. You are not gonna read all those Kelly Reynolds books, but okay.
She might have bought them like I did.
Whatever
You
floats
don't
your
need
boat.
all the falling for fables. You just need whatever one you're on.
I see how your TBR got to the point that it's at.
Oh, Morgan just clicks add. She does what I used to do before I started cleaning mine up, is what I will tell you.
Oh my lord. Lordy, lordy.
I'm
No,
gonna pick a page.
I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut on some of these.
What? No, go ahead, go ahead. Take
No.
Sparkle Yours off. You know I read that. Wait a minute, Morgan. Here's book one from that series. I was like, you don't need two and three on. You added that in November 2024. Come on now. Bethany DNF'd this because it had like really just not fun comedy. So I don't know. It might not work for you. Where's my mouse? There it is.
Doesn't make it better.
7,000 items.
Doesn't make it better.
Morgan, next time I'm in Dallas and we're together, you're handing me your Kindle.
Look, it is entirely possible that you might read 7,000 more books in your lifetime. Sure. But is it going to be those 7,000? I don't think it is.
These have really bad reviews. This series, I ended up actually
Um,
deleting them from Read What You
I gave
from
Still an Ice
whatever.
Bride 1 star, and it was the most mediocre book I have perhaps ever read. The writing was so
May.
tepid.
May's like, don't do it. I won't delete them, Morgan. We'll just clear them into a little folder that's been read. But yeah, this one down here, Bound by Stardust, that whole series, like that I got on a Stuff Your Kindle Day, I have removed because I went and read reviews and they were really bad. Really bad.
Okay, see, you have like 8 books by each author. This is your problem.
Yeah. Do you just like hit read now for everyone? Like I don't even do that. I'm not even that bad about it where I put like every book by an author. You're not gonna read When the Moon Hatched. That's so long.
No, I really don't think so.
You do need to read the Sin Bin. You need to read the Carolina Comments if you haven't. That's a fun series. Such as Morgan. This is wild.
How many
I can tell this
times
is
are
like a
you
Stuff Your Kindle Day.
scrolling the middle pages of your TBR? That's what I wanna know.
I know I want to get hold on. Let's see if we can get to a middle page.
Usually
I'm
go up
gonna
1 sec.
oh, I already clicked. The Drew Andersons take them off.
Oh, yeah. I see you have all of them.
Hold on, I'm clicking through to get us to more towards the middle. Oh my god. I need it to let me like pick a page, but it doesn't.
Not enough of you are reading The Maid and the Crocodile. That's your problem.
Okay. We found to July 2023. Let's see what she's got.
Well, she's got The Sacrifice by Jessica Gadziella.
You read Railed by the Easter Bunny? Easter is right around the corner. You need to get on that.
There you go. It's that time of year.
Let's see. Yeah, I mean it is. Sing Me
Sing
to
Me to
Sleep.
Sleep. April.
You'll have a reason to read that in April. Oh my god, thank you, Megan. I didn't think about editing the page in the URL. Okay. So she has. All right, I'm gonna put us on page 75. That'll be
Megan's a
about halfway.
sweetie.
Not, it's not actually halfway, but we're gonna call it halfway. That only puts us in 2022, Morgan. Oh my god, girl, I'm coming over. We're just gonna open your Goodreads and delete things. I like none of these, like barely any of these ring my like. I remember these books being talked about. Like 10 Blind Dates I read. It's cute. It's a cute YA romance. Are you gonna read it? Probably not. None of these like
I
took
fear
up a like
Morgan
I've seen this
does
book.
put every book they've ever heard of on their
I do
TBR.
think Morgan. Those of you that were not roasted, you could be Morgan. Who unfortunately also seems to be a person. Delete a Very Mountain Man Valentine's Day. It was so meh.
How
You
is
should
she
be reading
going to
this
get
weekend.
to it?
She's gonna have to go to the book itself. This one you should read this weekend. It sounds like it's St. Patrick's Day themed.
It does.
Devil Dick. I love it. It's a great name. Tornado
I
Warning,
have
Rain
read
and
a
Love.
couple of St. Patrick's Day books, and I have to say, I could have lived without them.
Yeah,
So
they're not great. I've never had good luck for
I've
St. Patrick's Day, to be
never read
honest.
a really good one. So a DNF Barista and the Bear.
It was fine.
It was not fine. It was boring.
I was fine with it. Okay, Morgan, you gotta clean this up. And I'm gonna harass you about it every time. Constantly. Okay, Katie, you are next. And I
I do
do
have a good
believe
morning. I do. Thank you for that. You have gotten the tightness in my chest. We have developed to physically
there is
feeling the
something this
stress.
yeah, sometimes you need a wholesale delete. And I think this is a situation in which you probably could do that. Okay, you have 15 on your TBR.
Yes, queen. Now
Look
we
at
are
you.
talking.
She had said that she uses it to more of what has been read, not to read.
It
Okay, you
has
do need to
one
read
right
One Night,
now.
One Bite. You've got an excuse in April, which I already know you know about.
One Night,
This
One
is
Bite is so fun.
this is wild.
I
You
love
added
this
them all on the
story.
3rd of January. They're just chilling.
I wanna see their red, though. Their red is only 89 bucks. When did they join Goodreads?
They did a
Yeah.
mass delete of their Goodreads and are working on repopulating.
Oh, okay. Okay, okay. I like it.
2012. So
I
fair.
support it.
Uh yes, this is what I expected. Lots of manga, lots of manhwas, webtoons, paranormal romance stuff. This is who wrecked us the Guild Codex.
The what?
These books I wanted to read. The Guild Codex. I think you ended up putting them on your TBR too.
No.
Nope. Okay.
Not unless it's a
Somebody
different cover. I
it
haven't
is.
seen
There's
it.
another series. Um,
The
love to
one
see it. This
um,
cover, I think. Or one of these. This series. Hold on. We'll find it.
the one and only.
But like this is like tidy and I appreciated it. Where is it? For the gargoyles, members picks. It's the end. I mean, this is just so tidy.
Oh,
This
the
is
Three
so
Mages and a Margarita? Yes, I do
no.
have this one on my
Maybe
Goodreads. And that was
I don't
from your Goodreads Live, right? Is
I
that when they
think
commented
so.
that?
There's something like Guild Codex. You were looking for yeah,
Yeah, it's
okay, that
this
is the
one.
first book. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
I do
that one.
have.
I was like, I'm pretty sure you put on your TBR because I'd said that I'd been wrecked the whole series
Well,
by
what's
her.
the
So
working TBR? What does that mean?
it's a spreadsheet.
Well, how many are on there?
How many are on the spreadsheet? 4,900. Oh, TBR books, not red books, TBR books. No. Mm-mm. No. Um, oh no.
Um, yeah. Yeah. Here's the thing, Meg. You are actually going to hear about more books in your lifetime. So, you know, you know.
Oh, we got a link in the Discord. And then after the next one, we have a special guest coming to get roasted in person, face to face, apparently. Uh,
Which I'm sure is the way everyone wishes they could do it.
oh my God, y'all would be like, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know, maybe. I don't know. We're not doing that. I'm proud of you right now, though. That's all I got right now. I'm very like proud of how tidy this is. Even if you have a mess up a spreadsheet. Can we show everyone your spreadsheet? Or
I
do you want
mean,
that to stay private? Is my question before I copy this link over.
you have some good
Oh, okay.
taste. I'll give you that.
All right. Okay. I want to ask, obviously, before I like, you know, um, just show the world.
The eye strain.
So
Oh my god.
672,
Oh my god.
maybe? No, these aren't in numerical order, so that's not how even it. That's I don't know how many it is, but it's a
Lord
lot.
E.
This is fascinating. 970. Okay. This is fascinating. I'm this is so neat.
What?
I mean, it's just like I just think it's such
I'm
an
seeing
interesting way
lots
to see
of
your brain
I'm
work.
seeing all the volumes of manga in a series on there.
Yeah, but like with a spreadsheet, that's nice because you can sort by name. So it makes it a little easier. So you have planned webtoons, planned web novels. I like that. And you've that's cool. That's smart. You should have like the release date where you're at. Okay.
I support your organization. I
I do
don't
too.
support your number.
Okay. If I recall correctly, though, they are an avid reader.
I mean, plan project reads for this year. I definitely like to know kind of what my projects are as well.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, listen, I admire it. You know me, I love a spreadsheet, though. I have to hit send on this link. Okay. So Amber,
Megan
your
is used
last.
to being roasted face to face, in private, in public,
We
in
roast
DMs,
Megan all
in
the
group
time. It's fine.
chat, on live.
Both the
You
Megans
name
get
it.
roasted. Okay. All right. We have, let's see.
All right, Amber.
Currently reading, you have one book. Very proud of you, Amber. No,
Who?
4 books. Why did it say one? Whatever.
All right.
Okay.
Already doing worse than we thought.
Mm-hmm. One to read is only 525.
Only is doing a lot of work in that sentence.
Your turn. Only is doing a lot of work in that sentence, but I don't think that's a bad thing. Okay, I'm seeing books that are coming out and aren't out yet.
Put them on
This
anticipated
is fun.
releases.
When you do read The Fake Boy from Fiasco, if you're an audiobook person, I recommend the audiobook. There's 2 bonus novellas that are fantastic. Okay, you don't need all of the Cressley Coles on here. As a Cressley Cole fan, just the one you're on will be good.
Maybe that is the
I
one you're
am
on.
Team Heather with that.
Huh?
Not putting the whole series on your TBR. You've
Oh,
got me onto that now.
telling
I'm
you.
being much better about it.
It makes a lot of sense.
Um, okay, let's see. Okay, every single Dre Anderson. Fair, fair, fair. I mean, I understand.
I mean, you
I
don't
think
need
that
all of those.
I think same edit of if you just put the one you're on for the series, maybe that'll help. I love this though. Hey, Zoe Draven, same thing happening. You are also guilty of adding every single book in a series to your TBR. Used to be me. I understand. Okay, Ryan
I don't.
Kennedy's or
I
Kennedy
don't
Ryan's. Why did I read?
understand.
I read the name. It's fine. Let's see. I don't know if you need all of her books. Are you gonna forget Kennedy Ryan exists? Because I don't think any of us could forget Kennedy Ryan exists. And that is
That's
like
true.
with love, not in a negative way. Let's see, QB Tyler's.
Do you like taboo romance? That's my question.
Yeah,
With
me too,
the
because I don't think anything
QB20.
else you have on here so far has been taboo. So is that your jam or not? Because if it's not your jam, QB Tyler's definitely not gonna be for you.
Okay, but you can delete TBR books after the giveaway is done and you lost.
Yes, that does help.
That's an
I'm
idea.
reading this next month. Something coming on Tuesday. I'm very excited for it.
Da, 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 da.
I did DNF Sweet Vengeance. It was a little too much for me
Me
personally,
too.
but I liked her writing. Taylor Jenkins reads, okay, but you
You're never
haven't.
gonna
Have
read
you read
those.
any? Have you read any of her, or is this your first go? Because you're not going to read them if it's your first go. That is my take. You are not going to read these
Never.
if it's your first go.
Fascinating.
It's okay,
In
Shay. I
fact,
added things, much to Heather's to say. Okay, you read one QB Tyler. Okay, I was just like, if you have this video on there and you don't like taboo books,
you've read
maybe
one
because
and you have 15 on your TBR locked and loaded.
okay, and then we just have a pivot to like not romance for a hot minute, and I love that. Very relatable. I'm curious about
I always
TBRs and
think
stuff.
it's fun, especially like if you are friends with people on Goodreads and you're seeing their updates in your feed and stuff, and you can tell exactly what booktube video somebody just watched by what they just added to their
I know.
TBR. I'm like,
I
yes, we watched
I'll
that
have a
same
video.
video.
Like I'll have a video go up sometimes, and like I'll see like somebody have added like what I was reading,
Right. Bing, 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 bing,
and I'm
bing.
like, oh, that's really funny. Okay, let's see. We're gonna go to the end of your pages in a second because I'm curious how old your TBR goes to now. Again,
Uh,
same thing. You can just, this is really
we are
surprising.
still in books added in 2025.
Did you like go? I think you went ham, Amber, in like January, and we're on page 7. Okay, hold on.
In 2025? How many books have you read
2021.
so far this
Okay,
year?
listen, you're not gonna read Dagger
Dark
Brotherhood.
Lover, trash.
So you could make that shelf exclusive if you want, to keep like backlists for authors there. That way it's not on your want to read
I like
if
all
you
your
want.
KU shells, though. I'll give you that.
I do too. I know. I'm looking at that. I'm like, oh, I like this. Okay. Um, this is fun. The Beautiful and
Amber,
Dirty.
are we friends on Goodreads? I might have to browse some of these shells. I
Uh,
think we are,
you
aren't we?
this is also really fun if you like monster romances. Do agree. Okay, I see the backlist, Cressley. Okay, okay. So you could make those exclusive if you want, but okay, I give you more pass for the amount of backlist you have on there. I get it now. I
You have
understand.
to make it exclusive on desktop, though.
Yeah, so yeah, you
If
can
you
only
do
do
it
that
on
on
your
desktop.
phone, it won't do it. Yeah, I think we
I
are
know,
too.
Amber. I'm gonna check in a minute. I'm adding you for not. So there's that.
Next time I
I
see your
really
name
love these
pop up,
shells.
I'll have to click through and browse the KU shells because we all
I
know
know it's
Goodreads
so
won't let you search
hard to find
people.
people who read stuff. Okay. Let's see what else you got because now we're into 2022. Let's see. More Jessica
The
Ganciello. Thank you.
sacrifice again. You all
Thriving.
heard me talk about it, and you were like, "Oh, I'll add it to the TBR." And then, did you read it? No.
No. This is getting a new audiobook. So if you're an audiobook girly, you might want to wait. Let's
You are
see.
not going to read The Beautiful.
No,
I do
you're
not
not.
believe you.
From everything else on your TBR, I'm sorry you're not reading that book. That's not happening. This is really cute. I do highly recommend. I need to read the second book.
I DNF'd it.
You
So,
would.
jury's out.
You would DNF it. You have bad taste. We know that.
I don't
But
even
Avita
like
Vice,
bakery setups.
you need to read Avita Vice.
Yeah, Yours Insatiably is good.
Like, you have a nice variety. I'm gonna say that. Like, I've been really impressed with the variety of books everyone has had for the most part. It's fun to see that. Like, it's not just all straight contemporary romances, which is what I feel like is all I see sometimes
For real
on
though.
my feeds. So there's that. I want to read these. These.
Okay, I keep seeing SJ Tilly mentioned by someone in my Instagram,
Hmm.
and I cannot for the life remember if like they're problematic or I had a
So
book in
I
my
won't read
TBR.
their hockey romances because they have a slur in one of them. But I would
Okay.
probably try these because I don't think there's anything in them like that.
Why do they have a slur?
Well, okay, it's a slur I didn't know was a slur.
Okay, well that does happen to people.
I'll put it in the private chat. It's hold on.
Dun,
I'm spelling
dun,
that wrong.
dun.
Um, I only recently learned that one actually.
Oh, okay. For the Inuit people? Yeah,
Yes,
I
that's
know
the
that's
word.
a slur. However, if you go to the Carnegie Museum of Natural History, I can tell you their entire exhibit uses it. So, I mean, it is something a lot of
I
people
think it's that. I think that was what was
genuinely
in the
don't
book,
know.
if I remember correctly. I might be wrong, but I'm 99% sure that was the slur.
Okay.
But
And they got called out and they didn't do anything about it?
I don't know. I've just seen
Okay.
people call it out, and I've never went further. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Mhm.
Because I was just like, yeah, I'm not gonna read these. And uh, like her hockey romances, I'll have to look into it more. But if
Did Julie submit for today?
maybe, yes, she just did.
Oh, okay. I was like, take stuff off, but all right, maybe wait. But
Okay. Well, our
arguably,
special guest, I'll be like waiting in the background. I
you
apologize,
can
special
keep
guest.
going. That is exactly, Shay, though. Like, you gotta do it while the feeling is hot.
Yeah, no, if we are motivated you to take stuff off, take it off, like, truly. But Amber, yeah, I
Alright.
feel like your list is pretty good. Didn't this author do something?
Are we still on Amber?
Yeah, I'm about to move,
Um,
but
yeah, not the worst thing in the
mhm.
entire world, just poorly handled.
Yeah, okay, that I was
Mhm.
like, "Why do I" that's why.
But I
Yeah,
read
Amber,
it
I feel
and
like
didn't love it, so there's that.
yeah. Amber, I feel like you've got a good variety on here. I think this author uses AI in her art, if that bothers
Boo.
you.
Boo. I think I DNF'd that one too, or
I
deleted
did
it.
too.
One or the
Same,
other.
same. But yeah, Amber, I feel like you've got a solid thing here, and I'm adding you. So thank you.
You
I
need
guess we
to,
aren't friends. I'll send it to you.
you need to do some sort of taste test on the paranormals because you have so many paranormal
Hmm.
romances on your TBR. You should find out which ones.
Yes, agreed. Julie, you're next, and then it's our special guest, y'all. Y'all are gonna be cut off.
Bum,
I'm gonna
bum, bum,
turn off the
bum.
responses. Julie, I hope you're ready. Julie, I thought we were friends. Why are we not friends on Goodreads? A book. Girl, if you don't add me, you don't add me.
Loser
Rude.
behavior.
Like, you won't make me answer this question on this friends. No, no. We're just gonna go here. Okay, currently reading 4 books. Okay. Um, when did you start Babel? That was my question.
I want to know what all the year shelves are.
I'm assuming the books read that year.
Are they books read? Are they books
I think
added? What are they?
I think it's books read that year. That's my guess. Let's look. If there's yep, I called it. Books read that year, they're rated.
Okay. Okay. Very organized. Are you doing Realmathon, Julie? Are you reading it for that? First of
Okay.
all, you
I
should
was
read
correct on my guess.
Sweetheart. I can tell you that.
Yeah. Cat and Gamer's really cute. This is fun. I enjoyed this. This isn't out yet. You need an upcoming release at Shelf that's
Yeah,
exclusive.
I just deleted Brain and Ruin today.
Did
The
you?
black and white one.
Did
Yeah.
you try a chapter?
Yeah, the Sultan has dementia. And I was just like, ultimately, I don't really want to read it for that reason.
Thanks for the heads up. I'm gonna go put that on my not right now shelf.
Hmm. I don't know how present it is throughout the book. I couldn't find any
Yeah, that
mention of it in any reviews, but I do
mhm,
know it was in the first chapter.
that's fine. I would rather put it there than start it and be peeved. Okay. You need an upcoming releases shelf because this isn't out yet. You don't need both unless you're tracking what you own also.
Doo, 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 doo.
Heather's got me converted on that one though. Like if I start currently reading one and I finish it and I don't want to start it right away, I just tickle it. Okay, let's go to your last page. So your oldest books are from 2013. Austin Land's fun. I don't know that you're gonna read it and enjoy it now though. I don't know if it holds up. You
I
know what
think
I
I
mean?
DNF'd the Falconer, but I don't
The
know.
Falconer, I didn't love. It was apparently adult first, got marked down to YA. So,
Hmm.
eh, one of those. It is getting re-released as not YA though, as an adult title. So there's that. Okay. Let's see. You've got, I mean, again, something that can go on my radar shelf, and maybe it'll come out one day. I don't think we're ever getting it though.
I know Julie reads a lot more fantasy and sci-fi than I
Hmm.
do, but I just feel like those first books and series that are like so popular and you
Hmm.
haven't gotten to in this many years,
I agree. I think you could just
it's
dump
not
them.
really gonna happen.
Which, like, I mean, honestly, like, you only have 195 books on your one to read. Like, that's not terrible by any
No,
means. But you
it's
definitely could probably have even less if you just, trimmed it down to not have the popular series that you haven't gotten to yet. And also, if you make like a upcoming releases exclusive shelf, that's going to help a lot.
Should
What
we
is
do
your
that on today's
unfinished
show?
shelf, though? I'm coming to be nosy. What does this mean? Is this DNFs? Is this unfinished series? What is this shelf? What is it? Tell me. I'm nosy. That's fair. I love the movie and I like Austin Lane. I just don't know, like, if you haven't read it yet, you've had it on your TBR since 2020. Are you going to read it
The
as we're
answer
doing
is no.
Ramathon?
The answer is no.
I will say the Lila Sages are fantastic. Or is it like a DNF shelf? I think this might be a DNF shelf. Or we're just calling it unfinished because we don't want to be mean.
We love DNFing.
We do.
Support you in your journey.
But yeah, I just feel like you need a upcoming. Okay, yep. Fair.
Good job, Julie. Good job.
Okay, so you know how to make an exclusive shelf. So make an exclusive shelf for new releases. And I think you'd be set, honestly. And then just trim off some of this stuff. Have a holiday romance shelf maybe to throw that on. I don't know if you have any others.
Internet
But...
has disappeared. Julie's internet has disappeared.
Oh.
Tragic.
Rude. But yeah, I feel like you just have a little bit of tidying to do.
I feel like the things that you just felt like deleting during this live, do it.
I think you're good to go. And I think if you want to add a few things, you can. I think your TBR is small enough. I think you read enough. You could add a few books.
One in, one out.
There you go.
Some of you could benefit.
All right. Are we ready for our special guest?
I'm ready.
Stay.
Hi.
Hello.
So I'm here in person more so that you two can roast me for the things I haven't read.
Okay,
that
do you want
are upset that I have not read.
Do you want to share your screen or do you want me to share your page?
You can just share my page. I'm fine with that.
Well.
Take a big breath.
How are you feeling about this?
Are you excited, Shay, or are you scared?
I'm not scared. I just know I'm going to get yelled at, so it's fine.
Morgan, I'm so proud of you. Physical owned, unread, and digital owned, unread.
Good job.
And sequels. Okay, I love this. All right, I'm going to share Shay's.
Okay, let's go.
Here's her currently reading.
It's 11. Because I am bad at writing reviews on Goodreads.
That's why
they're all books I've read this year. They're all complete. I just need to sit and write the review.
You want to know what my last review was? A fantasy romance for horse girls. That's what my review was. Okay,
I have been in a very stressful place, and I just could not be bothered. The fact that I even marked that they were currently reading was shocking. Okay,
I think we released the review.
I think the backup of reviews would be so incredibly stressful for me. I can tell you that.
I'm going to tell you right now, release the review. Rate it and move on.
Yeah.
Rate it and move on.
Yeah.
Rate it and move. It's okay.
But I want publishers to like me so I get what I want on NetGalley. That means I have to write reviews.
Shay, no, because I never write reviews for NetGalley books, and I still get what I want.
Okay, fair.
So it doesn't matter. You just write the review in NetGalley, but I still don't even write that much.
How was Sworn to the Orc? Or how is it?
I thought it was really fun. That was a Labor FM arc that I got last fall, I think. I ended up really enjoying it. I think it's sweet and it's fun for what it is, but it's not like groundbreaking or earth.
Oh, your reviews were in your videos.
My reviews?
Yeah, like half of these you talked about in your reset.
Yeah.
So it's like you don't need to write a review. You did the review. Rate it and move on. Exactly.
I will never be going back and editing a review when I have more space. So just know that. I know some of y'all.
I have something that says full review to come on something, but I think I already reviewed it. But I need to go check that later.
I will never be doing that. Ever.
Shay, I'm very concerned at your lack of shelves.
Yeah, actually. What's happening here?
So I don't usually use Goodreads as like my TBR or anything. I just track that physically and like what I have.
All right. What's your physically TBR number?
We're not talking about my
That is what we're talking
plus
about.
physical books
Shay,
that are not my
why don't you
manga,
log
not
into
on this
Libid?
list.
Why don't you log into
Basically,
Libid?
these are things. This is more like an on my radar kind of situation.
I
Books I don't
know.
currently own, or maybe
This
I
is
do.
such a lie, everyone. I need everyone to understand how
All
big
right.
of a lie this number is for
Shay,
Shay, though.
I just want to
67?
know, true or
No,
false?
I told you my physical TBR right now is 270 plus. Okay.
Okay, Shay, true or false? Your current manga volume 1's to be read is higher or lower than 67?
Lower. I've been cutting through that.
All right, way to go, Idaho. We have to give you credit on that.
She has been doing that. Yes.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Everybody does use their Goodreads for different purposes. And it only has
So
to
these
be
are
what
more
works
like
for you.
either books that are like a specific project, or they're things that I don't own that I want to read.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Some of them are old, some of them are updated today because I forgot I wanted them on there, so I just put them in real fast.
Mm-hmm.
Like all these, most of these that were added today were like things on my 40 I want to read before I turn 40. But I figured
Okay.
like
Magic Bite.
Goodreads, I might more proactively
Honestly,
do it.
I think that's a
Zen.
shelf you should have on here, though, is like
Mother
your 40
Probably.
before you turn 40. So that, and it doesn't need to be exclusive. It could just be like a tag shelf, right? Where you put the books you're going to read for that project.
I just added Zenny because I finally read Rafe.
You didn't even need to read Rafe to read Zenny, though. I read them in the opposite
I
order.
know, but I told myself I wouldn't read Zenny until I read Rafe because I had
How
Rafe
well did you like
that I
Rafe?
purchased.
How well did you like Rafe?
I loved Rafe. 5 stars. Rebecca Weatherspoon shared my post on Blue Sky.
I liked Zenny more. I liked Rafe,
Okay,
but I
good
liked
to know.
Zenny more.
I like them both about the same for different reasons. Own TBR women. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I don't track my own TBR on Goodreads personally.
What own TBR?
Yeah, Heather, we know.
I know, Heather's special.
I'm surprised Heather isn't raving at me yet.
This isn't that bad.
Listen, the only thing I
There's
really
One Dark
need from
Windows
you
on my
is
list.
for
I
you
haven't
to
read
pick up
it.
Magic Bites. If you would just do that, we could be on good terms.
I know. Magic Bites is on my 40 before I
Okay.
turn 40.
We're gonna go
We
with
could
your
be
oldest
amicable
books,
if you would just read Magic Bites. The
I
Poppy
have
one?
gone through and cleared
You're
out
not
this
gonna
list.
Shay,
What?
you're not gonna read the Poppy
You're not
War.
going to read the Poppy War.
I go back and forth on whether I'm going to read the Poppy War.
You don't need the Poppy War on your TBR.
Why
if you're
anyone
gonna
wants
read
to read that devastation is honestly beyond me.
2017.
Even Megan has wants to read
Okay.
Magic Bites.
If you can keep Star
Even
Wars, you
Megan.
can keep this. Poppy War, Finding Beauty and the These go. You're not gonna 2017.
But I had a reading project in mind for them. I just haven't done it yet.
2017.
Yeah.
Is it a Beauty and the Beast retelling project?
Fairy tale retelling reading project, yeah.
But
Well,
you put these on your
those are
TBR for that
never-ending.
project in 2017.
Yeah.
You can find new
It's
ones in
2025.
2025.
Yeah.
For
That's
sure.
how long
they
that
can come
project's
off.
been in my brain. It just hasn't fully come through.
It'll come back to you if you decide to do it.
That's why I'm leaving it on the list.
Incorrect. Wrong answers only, I guess.
Okay, let's see.
But we jumped very swiftly to 2022 on the next page, okay?
We did. Well, let's go down though. 2019 still. Okay. You're not gonna read that. I don't even know what it is. You're not gonna read that.
She's
It's a
not
kid's
gonna
book.
read
Yes,
any
I'm
of
gonna read
these.
it.
You're also not gonna read this. It's book 2 in a series that you've not.
2017 was that long ago, folks. It was actually.
It was, unfortunately. 8 years.
But I have read book 1 in the Rena Barron series. That's why book 2 is on the list. Because I own book 2. I need to read it.
Okay. But this isn't your own TBR list.
There
So
are
why
some
is it here?
that I do physically own. Shut.
Okay, this is really good. You do actually need to read a lot, so a lot, whatever.
Last
Lots
way.
way.
A lot's way. There we go.
I don't think you really need to read The Winter King, to be honest. For one thing, that series, there's 2 books, and then like book 3 has never come out. And book 2 ends on a massive cliffhanger.
If you read it, you're
Well,
only
that's
reading
good.
book 1.
Okay.
Because it's about sisters.
You've not read Dating Dr. Dill?
No, I told you y'all are gonna be mad at what I haven't
either.
read.
But you know
No,
that wasn't
I
on my
don't expect you to
TBR
have-
either.
Okay, but that I don't expect that of you, Heather. I'm shocked Shay has not read that.
I know. I'm sorry.
Okay, I think these you don't need
This
these.
was me trying to expand what I'm reading for work so that I can better make recommendations.
Okay, well, I think they can go.
Ooh.
They can go. Let's see. This has like essay in it, so I don't know.
Oh, does it?
I believe
That
so.
makes me sad.
Also, I remember when you got this because it was the Barnes Book of the Year, and you still haven't read it.
Nope.
And how many books do we read a year? Exactly.
Shush.
You are a wonderful bookseller, and you do not have to tailor your reading to be a good bookseller because you already are one.
The next 2 books in the series are very, very good, though. And I do think Shay will like Dating Dr. Dill. The audiobook is better for Dating Dr. Dill also. You're not gonna read that.
Maybe.
No, you're not.
No.
You're not.
Probably won't.
Shay, like so many of these you are not gonna read.
And then we jumped into the today stuff.
Yeah. See though, you were like, it's so bad. This is not that bad. We had someone with 4,000 books nearly.
Yeah.
Meg,
Well, I figured you were going to be roasting me for the stuff I hadn't read, and that was accurate.
Again, we need a new releases shelf or something, or upcoming releases shelf.
So it's technically out in the UK. It's just not out in the US till this summer.
It doesn't matter. You need a upcoming
weak
release
argument.
Shelf.
A very weak argument.
First published January 2025. I am not crazy.
I'm not saying you are, but why is it out? I guess it is out in the US now. Okay. I thought that didn't come out yet.
I have
It's just not out physically till this summer.
Okay.
I have a 7-year-old child that is younger than some of the books on this TBR. I just want you to know.
Yeah. And I'm almost 40.
Second grade.
This is just, I feel like this is such an easy cleanup for you though. Like literally you just have to you need to make a shelf for your 40 and 40. 40 before 40, I mean, whatever. You go what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Make an upcoming releases shelf. That's exclusive. And then just take off some of these that have been sitting here.
Second.
How is 40 before 40 going for you? Let us know when you're back.
Yeah, it's going fine.
You're making progress on it?
Yeah.
She must be some of this 11 books on her currently reading.
Yeah.
It's what you're
and that's not even the most current on my current reading. I've read things since.
Just give them a
I know, it's a problem. Okay.
Keep it pushing. Because the thing is, it's not that you need more bandwidth or more spoons or that you need to just get your act together or buckle down and do it. It's literally just take it off your to-do list. Just give it a star.
Or does it not show me? Okay. I thought it would show me your reading goal for this year, but I don't think it does.
I always set it for 365 because between the manga that I read and the books that I read, that's my goal, the number I want.
Right.
Morgan.
I
Morgan, no.
literally don't even know what to say to that one. Whether you talk, what do you mean?
If
What do
anybody
you
is like,
mean?
how do I make an exclusive shelf? I'm gonna show you right now because I feel like it's a thing that like people don't know how to do. You do it on desktop.
You have to do it on desktop.
You go
It's
to
not
edit.
available on mobile.
You make your shelf. You mark it as exclusive if you don't want it to be for anything else. So that's why I have like exclusive for like any of my Edelweiss arcs, my KU TBR, because I'll put books on my want to read and then I realize they're in KU, so I move them. Uh, NetGalley's not correct, but that's fine. So yeah, you mark it as that, and then it'll make it so that that book is exclusive. And then obviously it's alphabetical order. So put Z on things you don't want anymore if you don't want to lose the shelf, but then you have it. Like I track my 2025 reads, debuts, and releases. Heather, do you want to see my KU TBR?
Why not?
Okay, Mills. She's sleeping good. Okay, we'll start with oldest.
Okay, you're not gonna read Air Awakens, and you're not gonna read Fire and His Fury. I do not believe you.
I loved
I'm
Fire and
on
His
that
Fury
book for
though,
that
so
series. I do think I would read that. I don't know if I'll read Air Awakens. I don't think you're wrong.
How many Ruby Dixon books do you need because theoretically you're gonna read them? Because I don't even feel like you're reading Ruby Dixon constantly like that.
I used to be. Oh, I have to take
Yeah,
them off.
used to. Not there anymore.
Let's see. That's Alien Romance. I don't think I'm going to read Amy Dawes.
I don't think you're going to read any of these. I don't think there's a single book we've seen so far that I believe you'll read, but
I disagree. I will read this. It has pegging.
All right, so one. I don't see a lot of clicks besides.
Hold on. Hold on. Read books from all shelves. Okay. So exclusive shelves mean that the books can only live on that shelf. So if you have a book on your want to read, it can't also be on your read shelf and your want to read shelf at the same time.
And currently
So,
reading. It's
or
one or
current,
the
yeah,
other.
it can only be on one of any of these shelves I have above this line, which
So,
means
like,
that you can like better sort things.
yeah, I have anticipated releases, and once they come out, I move them to want to read, and then I move them to currently reading, and then I move them either to read or DNF 2025.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna read this. This is supposed to be really good. I've had it on my TBR forever. I know, but that's fine.
You can probably take that Lexi C. Foss off.
Yeah,
And you
I
can
don't think I'll read
definitely
it.
take Teach Me Off by Alexandria House.
I feel like I read that. I don't know. I do want to read The Ladies Champion still. The plus size hero. You probably DNF'd it.
I probably did. What did I do with that? Maybe I just deleted it.
But yeah,
I have
like
no books that match, so I must have just deleted it.
probably see there we go. We're already under 100 again.
Oh no, I have it as shelved as something. What is it on?
Oh, do you?
Oh, DNF's 2022.
There you go. Look at that. Deleting things just for you, Heather.
As you should.
I do have to keep that because that's for Christmas. Those are Christmas books this year.
Are you actually going to read Alpha Breeds if you haven't read it yet? A Merry Little Filthmas is one of the worst Christmas books I have ever read. Do you know what the Christmas content is? I'm pretty sure one time they say Merry Christmas.
I love this. I love this, though.
The cover has more Christmas in it than the entire book does.
I don't know why Kate Stewart is on here, so that's interesting. Obviously, things got added. I know. I'm deleting it. I think I got it. I don't know. Stuff just it errored
Do
out
I not
weird.
read backlists, or do I put them on my want to read? Yeah, I put them on my want to read or fantasy TBR, depending on what they are. I read a lot of backlist, but
yeah, I would say Heather actually reads tons of backlists.
I keep anticipated releases separate simply because again, I use my shelves as a way to decide what I want to read, and I can't pick it if I want to read it.
Mhm.
It's not out yet. It's not available to me. So,
Yeah.
and I only have a couple arcs at a time ever, so they're pretty easy to just know.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, I tend to have more, all over the place of stuff, but for me, I like knowing that if I come browse something, I can find what I'm looking for, slash something I added to my list, or, because the other thing I started doing, because when you find a book, like, on TikTok or Insta, and you go open Amazon to go look at it or wherever you're looking at the book, I made a wish list, like, on Amazon to throw my,
Are
uh
you still interested in The Predator?
I don't know. It keeps not wanting to cooperate, though, I will tell you that. Goodreads is being a boot, an absolute butt. Um, Probably not. I don't know, because everybody hated it, didn't they? The finale.
No, they loved The Predator. They hated the last book, the final book in the series that
Mhm.
supposedly ruined all the characters in the
Yeah.
previous books.
So if I did, I'd probably only read the first book and then stop.
You can, yeah, get rid of that uh Hayes and Persephone one. You already
Did I
did.
get it?
Yeah, you
Okay.
already did.
I don't remember what that is.
I DNF'd Queen of Madness, but that doesn't mean anything.
I tried a little bit, and then Blacksmith Queen. All right, hold on, let me find it.
Goodreads is clunky.
It is,
We
and
can
we've been
all
on
admit
it so
that.
long now that, like, it will just, like, be slow. Goodreads is so clunky, and that's why I started keeping a list on Amazon or wherever with, like, books on my wish list for, like, KU and stuff, because it just makes it easier, to just go browse that list, which that
You're
list is
not
much
gonna
more
read Lesson
curated.
in Corruption if you have not read it yet. I do
Where
not
is
believe
it?
you. I just want to let you know that right now.
Probably not.
Or Her Soul to Take. I don't believe you for that
I
either.
actually am going to try Her Soul to Take for, Love in the Night,
Uh-huh. That's
although
one
we'll see.
where the author each book is the same events as book 1, but from a different perspective, and that is maddening to me.
So, I like that in the Emily Rath universe, though. So
Interesting.
sometimes I enjoy that. Sometimes
Not
I don't,
mine.
but sometimes I enjoy it.
Not
Okay.
me.
I'm gonna do a remove. I do think I'll like Her Soul to Take, but it is also, if it is that way, I may not read the rest of the series because I may not find it interesting, you know?
Mhm.
Um,
I
that's
mean,
why
you DNF'd it, so.
I know. The least surprising thing, though.
Also, why have you not read 8 yet if it's on your TBR? It's, like,
I
short
thought
to read.
I think I keep thinking I read it. I haven't. That's why.
Do you like sex scenes with food
Depends.
in the play?
Depends
Alright, well, that's
on
pretty
where the food
relevant there.
goes.
You
It
can probably
depends on
delete filthy too, to be honest.
where there it is. Oh yeah, because I don't really read that author, so and
And
some of
then
these I
there's
know I just
another
like threw on here because I knew they were in. I'm not gonna read that either. KU. So like I moved them off my regular TBR to like clear that. I thought I read this. Like I could have swore I read this book.
Didn't
Guess not.
I feel like that was another Tamika book.
Yeah, but I also had. I think I got it at one point. I thought I read it. All right. Well, I might keep it and then I'll remove it later. Because my other plan with this list is I'll probably clear this list once a year.
Mm, mm.
Lady, no. Did I not remove that? I thought I removed it. Nope. All I know is fluids for the Lady of New York books, so
Yeah, I
I've
DNF'd
avoided
that one
those.
too.
Yeah.
Not really because of the fluids, more because of the way things were progressing. So then I went into reviews and they were all like, yeah, he treats her absolutely horribly at the end. And I was like, all right.
I struggle to find work romances I like or find appealing. I'm
Yeah.
always on the
There's
hunt.
one. Oh, wait. I have one for you to add to your TBR. It might be trash, though, because it's not out yet, and I don't know.
Okay, what is it? I'll put it in.
I'm going to tell you in a moment.
So there we go. 74 books now, Heather. So I hope you're happy. And Goodreads doesn't want to work, so we're
not
going to call
really.
it
I don't
74.
believe that you're going to read half of those, but still, I support you in your endeavors. Where did I even add this?
I wish you could live in my brain for a day in which you forget a book exists constantly, to be honest.
Yes, but if you're not extremely excited about it when you're reminded of its existence, I still think you can get rid of it.
Look at Shay reviewing things.
Can you see this? Let's lower the brightness. It's the Orc's Rage.
Yeah, that's what I'm working on right now.
Riley.
Okay. Ooh, I like that cover.
Right. Okay. It's her first dark romance. She has mostly like sweet, smutty monster ones.
Yeah, I wanted to read from this author, and I have not yet.
Exactly. I did ask for a review or an arc and was told that they're probably not giving any out, but I still support it.
That's fair. See, this is the list I keep for KU. And then I edit it regularly. Like, I've deleted a good bit off of this. But I've just started throwing things in here. I don't know how many are on here.
I did not like the Grim Reaper's Liar because it was like at least 100 pages longer than it needed to be.
That's fair. I'm curious. Oh no.
Okay, see, I actually just DNF'd one, but that was because it was like the Breeding Agency series. And I was like, actually, I don't care about this premise at all. At all.
I know that they have the orc ones, so I have some of those that I've gotten from this author during stuff you can list. Bye, staff. Have a fantastic day at work.
See, fair. I didn't even have any interest in picking that up at all. So
yeah, this is probably the one I'm the most interested in that they have so far. I know Morgan really likes them, so I'm curious to see what I think.
I don't really want to spend $5 on an author I haven't enjoyed anything from either. So
that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, well, this is their first dark romance, so it might be the one that works for you.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, now I want to know.
Yeah, now I'm curious. Put it in spoilers in Discord so we can go read it. Thank you. Thank you. Shay, I'm very proud of you for getting those reviews in.
Yes, the only thing on there is something that I am currently reading now. So you're welcome.
Wow, look at you.
I love that for you. I really, really do.
You talked about it in that your wrap reset. So I'm like, there's your review. You're done.
Yeah, so usually what I do is I just copy the link of the video. It's like one thing like I loved or didn't like, and then it's like full thoughts here, and I just link the video. So I just hadn't taken the time to sit and do it. So now it's done.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. If you can't, that's okay. But I'll be intrigued. I am going to, Heather, also for you, move maybe if Goodreads loads. I'm going to put Sabriel on my come back to later list.
All right.
That I can finish Last Light Prize Money and Her Tortured Beasts, which are all on my Kindle, which means I do have to pick out a new audiobook. I don't like the Sabriel audiobook, which sucks. It's Tim Curry narrating it, but I don't think it's a good, it's not great.
It's just because you have a nice voice doesn't mean you're a good narrator.
Yeah, it's not the right fit for that story.
So you're reading the arc of Her Tortured Beasts?
Yeah.
Are you liking it?
Yes. I made myself put it down last night, so I did not stay up all night. So I
All right.
slept.
Fair enough.
I'm like
That's
10%
fine.
in already. Did you read book 1 yet or no?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm current.
Okay, you are current. I wasn't sure if you were current on the series or not.
I am current. I'm just waiting to see because the last book that was out, all of the twists and turns and tropes used in it, I liked less. So it's my least favorite book in the series. So I'm kind of waiting to see what happens in this one.
That's fair. And I can see that. I don't know that I loved last book that as much as I've loved the previous, but I still like where she's going with it. If that makes
Right.
sense.
I think it was a very transitional book and just
Yes.
happened to include some things I really dislike. That I
So
don't think will be in the
far,
next one.
I would say I'm most intrigued in this one because of the setup we got from the last book without spoiling anything, obviously.
Yeah.
Because the way book 3 ended,
Yeah.
that sent me. I know this bugged you, but I don't know enough about birds to care. Eagles apparently don't have night vision.
Oh, that's hilarious.
But she's Australian though, so like I fully excuse her non-knowledge of eagles, to be honest. And it kind of makes it
She's
funnier.
Australian. Why would she know how eagle's eyes work?
Exactly. It's like
That's
whatever.
oh brother.
But yeah, so far I will say that it has been very interesting. Yeah, we say Google search, but like how much stuff do we get wrong when we just don't Google it? So, you know,
Google's in Australia.
I don't know about
I
that. The
listen,
crocodiles might have eaten it all.
I completely agree with that, but yeah, like you were just saying, I find it interesting. I think it depends on personality types a lot of times, and it also
Hmm.
depends on if it's something that your brain recognizes as I'm actually not sure about this, let me check,
Yeah,
versus just,
just yeah, sure,
saying
whatever.
and writing things. Because I
Uh,
know like I could do multiple searches before my videos on like pronunciations and things like that. The reality is that is never going to happen.
no.
You're either not getting a video from me or you're getting what is already currently in my brain. And that's
Hmm.
just reality. Some people will absolutely take the time to do searches, and that is good. Good for them. Congratulations. You're better than me. You're being more of a
If you don't have
perfectionist
a
than
better
me.
TBR than her,
It will not be me, though. I will just not do
I
it.
think I think that's the thing is I don't know. Certain things bug me. I mean, listen, y'all, the video on Thursday has me. I already posted a TikTok where I was ranting and raving about this. I was livid because they're using Southern phrases incorrectly. They the way they talked about Kentucky and like horse farming in Kentucky, like what horse ranching would be there, completely
Mhm,
wrong.
mhm,
Completely wrong. I was like, they are not in cowboy boots here. That's not what they wear in Kentucky for farming. The horses. That's not how like because they're the horse stuff in Kentucky is for racing. It is
mhm,
not for cowboy activities.
mhm.
It's a very different kind of horse stuff.
Yeah,
I was not even, I'm not a horse girl. I was never a horse girl. I took lessons like one time.
yeah,
I've been on a horse like once in my life. Like, I'm not a horse girl. And I was like, this is wrong. Like, I know this is wrong.
yeah.
Now, mind you,
What?
May lives in Kentucky. My parents lived in Kentucky for a while, so I'm pretty aware of some of that.
Right.
But like, I mean, on top of like using Southern phrases wrong, I just was like,
Yeah. That's the type of thing I'm not saying that they can't. I just don't understand why you would choose to
mhm,
write a culture and an area that you're completely unfamiliar with.
mhm,
Like that I don't understand why you would. That's something that I like about, Alona Andrews. Their
mhm.
settings for the United States, I always feel like they lived there, whether that's
They
true or
no, they
not.
did though, because I lived in Savannah when I first read Kate Daniels. Like I
Mhm.
lived outside Savannah, Georgia, and Atlanta. Like I went to high school for outside of Atlanta, and I went to college outside of Savannah, Georgia, and they nailed it.
Yeah.
Even in post-apocalyptic
Right.
Atlanta Savannah area, they nailed
Right.
it. I could
And
tell you that they lived there and they drove the interstate between that
right.
area and Atlanta with what they knew.
Right. And the thing
Um,
is, we all have lived have lived places, so you can do
Mhm.
that. Like
Yeah.
Casey Wells writes books set in Pennsylvania.
Mhm. Yeah, I
And
was gonna
she's
say, from what
Hispanic,
I know
so
of
she knows
Houston, the Houston
people from
references,
Pennsylvania. She knows what
that's
we're like.
it. Every reference I've had in a Katie Daniels book, you can tell they live in that area. They have lived there
Right,
or did live there.
right.
But
So
yeah, well, that was me. This author that I ranted about in this
yeah,
video is Canadian, writing cowboy romances, which is fine.
why can't you write
But
the area
this
that
is
you
my
live
thing:
in?
is like certain regions. Yes, you're going to see cowboy. Obviously, you're going to see cowboy boots, but like cowboy boots and as work boots is definitely more of a Western, like
Yeah,
Texas, Oklahoma, Wyoming, like like it's that area
yeah, work
of the
boots are very
West.
different here.
But work boots are like this side of the country. It's
You're
going to be
talking,
work
like,
boots.
Timberlands and
Yeah, you're talking
construction
Red
workers.
Wings. You're talking,
Even if you're on a farm,
yeah,
like, that
like
is what you're
most
wearing.
likely.
You're wearing that and jeans and a hoodie.
You've
That's what
never
you're
heard
wearing.
"Good Willin' and the Creek Don't Rise"? "God Willin' and the Creek Don't Rise," or "Good Lord Willin' and the Creek Don't Rise"? Not you, Shay. I'm talking to Sarah. You would not have heard this phrase, Shay. Um, because that's a phrase I hear all the time. I've
It's a
heard it
phrase I've heard,
constantly.
it's not a phrase that gets used around here at all.
No. But that author literally just cut it off and it was "If the creek don't rise." And I was like, that's not the phrase.
Mhm.
But I've not lived in Alabama. Um, I don't know. Because I've got deep South Georgia through the Carolinas and then like up to like Kentucky kind of.
Yeah.
And then some of Louisiana, which Louisiana Southern is very different though. That's Creole mixed in a uh thing.
Interesting.
I don't know it as that at all. Uh like
Mm.
at all. To me, I know it as a like, if God wills it will be there. Not that. Like the origin of the phrase that I'm aware of is nothing about that. So that's interesting. See, I don't know it as that way. I know it as like literal, like not the tribe, like
The water.
the water. Like
That's interesting, though.
but also
Like,
regionally, I'm sure it could vary. But yeah, that I've
well,
never heard it as a reference to a native tribe in Alabama.
that's interesting because I bet you that you're right, and I bet you that most people do assume it's about the water, you know? Like, both are true. The
Yeah, I bet
original
both are true
reference
because it's all
is
over the South in regions
is
where the Creek tribe don't exist, I'm sure, and or the way it's spread.
yeah.
It's, just that part's been left. But yeah, I don't know because I've never seen it as that. But I've never like done the full research on the phrase either. But it's
Well,
just
again, like we were
weird to
just
cut
saying,
off.
things that you assume you don't
Yeah,
go
but like,
and
and it's also
check.
that thing of like, don't cut off a phrase and don't like
Yeah,
completely muck up a like, I don't know. If you're gonna like, you don't even use y'all or anything like that in the book, and then you're gonna use that, it just feels weird. It feels really weird. But now I have to go do a bunch of research about that because I have not heard that before. But also, like, it's the same thing where a large portion of Southernisms are also AABE incorporated, and
mm,
a lot of people then adopt these words and they don't understand
right.
some of
There's
the
definitely
things.
been some things since I've, become more active on the internet and
Mhm,
have greatly, broadened who I follow
mhm,
and have joined Twitter and all of that type of thing. Um, it's interesting to me the phrases that I got from my grandma that
mhm.
are AAV,
Yeah,
and she's from Oklahoma
yeah.
and
I mean, no, that makes sense. And
lived
that's what I say.
everywhere.
I would say, like, the way, like, I've heard it used in regions, obviously, where that tribe is not indigenous in any way, so I've never knew that, but I believe it. I don't not believe it.
Right.
Um, but yeah, that too. I feel like we there's so much flash flooding in various regions that I think it's viewed as like that sort of thing. But it was just weird to cut it off overall anyways to me. I was like, what are you doing? Like that's not the phrase. And like that's the only phrase. Like there's no y'alls in the book. There's no like anything else. And I was like, Okay.
Y'all is so, like, integral, though. Like, you literally wouldn't use anything else.
I mean, there really wasn't much of any of the Southern culture, I guess, as we'll call it, in
Yeah.
that book. So it was weird. Like there were parts of the book I really liked, and things about that book that I was like, this is the worst thing I've ever read. But each their own. I saw somebody ranting about the pet name Sugar in a book, and I was like, oh, uh, you don't like the pet name Sugar?
Yeah, I think God willing does get
I
used.
just am like, what does it matter? If you don't like it, you don't like it. Like, just
Oh,
ignore
yeah,
it
I see.
or like
Yeah.
give the book a lower rating.
Mhm.
Uh, no, I agree.
Yeah. I
God willing, I definitely hear more also, and that would have made more sense. But
I
literally, they would leave conversations, and they'd be like, "See you tomorrow." They'd be like, "If the creek don't rise," and I was like, "What?
yeah.
What are you
Um,
doing?" It drove me nuts. It drives me nuts every time. But yeah, I feel the same way too. I know, like, I got somebody ranting about Sugar as a pet name in a book, and I was like, "It's a cowboy romance. Sugar makes sense." But
yeah.
two, what like I was just like, I've lived in the South too long because that's just something I get called by people. You get called sugar, you get called baby, you get like all of these things by people when you live in the South, and I just don't care.
Right.
Like I just don't care. Just don't care.
I do find it interesting when people are so bothered by pet names that they literally can't enjoy the book.
I mean, like I don't love kitten. That one usually is like my least favorite, but like I'll still
Yeah.
read the book.
Right. Yeah, there's plenty I wouldn't necessarily want my significant other
Mhm.
to call me, but
I love this. I love that she called everyone sugar. Yes, that
yeah.
too. It is not a like that's what I don't understand. I don't know. It's just weird. It was just so weird. It was so off. I was like, this is you didn't talk to a single person from the South before putting this in here. Uh Not the bonnet in California. That's wrong. That would bug me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed. It also
That
depends on
would
the
never
book's
happen.
context, like for the pet name. I'm not gonna like if it's a dark romance or like certain things, it's fine. Certain pet names that might bother me otherwise. And frequency. This is also true.
You know what actually bothers me about pet names is when I feel like it was done for book talk and not organic to the character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
My little
I can see that too.
flame. It's always little something. My little mouse, my little flame, my little kitten, my little
Hmm.
alright, well, I guess this is a G-rated live, so we'll just stop there. But nonetheless, I don't like when it's,
That's fair too.
formulaic for a romance book rather than also so oh my
Yeah.
god, you know what bugs me? I've gone on this rant before, although I don't think in this context. You know how I have, like, the pet peeve of how not 1 in every friend group of 3 is going to be a natural redhead, that is just not what happens in every
Yeah.
book series, like,
Yeah.
please, please, I beg of you. I also cannot abide when the redheaded person always has a red-haired nickname. Alright,
Oh, yeah, that's annoying.
Carrot, I don't know, Red Top. It's like and it's always by the hero, and it's always by the
Ginger,
hero
things
in the
like that.
first
Yeah.
meeting, and the first meeting is always negative, and the main character, like, doesn't like that they're calling them that, and I can see it being a sensitive issue if every
Mhm.
person wants to give you a red-haired based nickname, and you're like, "I don't even know you. I don't even know you." And we do like, I've been doing this for 30 years. You think you just thought of it 30 seconds ago. So you think it's clever and fresh and, new and
Mhm.
fun. But for me, it's not. It's actually incredibly annoying. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now. I would not be amused.
I
I would
wouldn't
not be
either.
feeling
I would
affection.
probably fight people if I was a redhead on the
I was just
regular.
like, the love of God. That's like
I
when
would
people
also like more
hear
silly pet names.
like, something about their name that automatically has some sort of connotation. Like, I don't know. If your last name is, well, Taylor Swift, for instance. Okay. And it's like, okay, so everyone's like, you know, Swiftly and everything. It's like they hear that from every person that meets them because it's actually not that clever to come up with the fact that the name Swift also means fast, you know? And I just think
Yeah,
about
I
that
had
for like characters, and I feel like
such
that
a
would be
blessing.
so annoying.
My last name was too long. Even my brother in sports, there was no last name calling. Our last name was too long and complicated, which is a blessing. And then Isabel's just like there's not a lot of options there. You can only go so far,
Yeah.
which is nice. But yeah, I that stuff drives me nuts.
I agree, Megan. I like when it's
Yes.
something, and I like when it happens when they have enough rapport for it to make sense. I don't like when it's insta lust, insta nickname, and we're still in the first 30 seconds we've ever seen each other.
Same. It annoys me so much. It's just weird. Like, why?
I just
Why are you like, you're a redhead, I must give you a weird nickname.
Yeah. And plus I don't know, I just feel like nicknames are for, people people you have rapport with, people that you like. So it's just like,
Like,
yeah,
what are you
no, you're
doing?
not there
Yeah,
yet. You're obviously gonna
agreed.
get there because 'cause you're the love interest in a romance book, but you're not there yet. We don't
Mhm.
even know you.
Yeah, I also like that too, where it feels more like a sweet thing.
Yeah.
That
I'm sorry,
too.
the nicknames in All Roads Lead Here are like my favorite. So like I will die on that hill because they came about organically for the male main character. And then when
Yeah.
she finds out, it makes her realize, oh, he liked me a lot longer than I thought he did. And it was just really,
That's
really
cute.
cute.
That's sweet.
Mhm.
Very sweet.
I mean, that's like Grumps, in which he's like, "I'm not grumpy," and then he literally proceeds 5 seconds later to be very grumpy, and I was like,
Sure.
"Yeah, sure."
Yeah, let's go with that.
It's
Well,
like,
that's
May
like,
was not incorrect.
they don't even, like, say it all that many times, but in the Kate Daniels series, Kate calls Curran baby cakes on purpose
Mhm.
to annoy
Yes.
him. I use that
Yeah.
all the time in real life,
It's
and
so cute, though.
also
I
it
love when she
does
does that in that
pop
book.
up from
Yeah.
time to time, but it's not, like, every time she addresses him either. It's just when they're, like, being extra playful or silly.
Mhm.
I like that.
Yeah, I love ridiculous that's the baby cakes thing, I feel like with
Yeah.
Kate Daniels. It's so funny. Okay. That could be a little okay. Ginger Snap's not terrible, but yeah, that too.
It's
You're
not
like,
great
but I forgot
either.
your name." Yeah, it's weird. Also, I got Morgan on my Goodreads now, like, organizing her Goodreads. I'm just so proud of her.
That's the other thing too, Megan, when they do the nickname and they haven't even learned their first name yet, and they're
Yeah.
just like, "Alright, well, I've already labeled you this." It's like,
Mhm.
no.
Let's not.
I don't know. And I like alpha male heroes, I do, but sometimes the arrogance is annoying.
Yeah. It can be. It
I
can be.
definitely love me a good alpha, don't get me wrong, but I
Mhm.
totally get why people don't like it. Like
Mhm.
Mhm.
I also feel like a good alpha is writing a good alpha is a skill, right? It doesn't just mean someone who never listens to anybody and who always has to have their way and who, like,
Mhm.
rides roughshod over any conversation where anyone's attempting to communicate with them. Like, that's not being an alpha. And I also just think that, I don't know. I feel like if you are going to claim to be an alpha main character, love interest, male, whatever you want to say, that means that you are secure enough in yourself and your place in the world that you can show affection to other men without feeling like that it makes you gay. You can show affection or care or listening to people who
Mhm.
are your subordinates without it being an undermining of your authority. Like there's so many things that they'll
Mhm.
like do. It's like, you're not alpha. You literally just have rage issues. Like, you can't have anyone say anything to you without feeling like you need to deck them and put them back in their place or chop body parts off. And it's like, that's not the actions of a secure leader. It's not. I'm sorry.
No, exactly.
Give me a break.
Look at that. Remove the book that you've already sold.
Alpha and a good alpha.
Morgan, I'm glad to hear it, but I also can't believe that this is a problem that you have. I cannot believe you don't even have it anymore.
Yeah, this is true too with the nicknames. The nicknames can be a shortcut kind of to develop that connection.
Yes, I completely agree.
That's fair. But there are books with alphas that are nice. Kern would be one.
I think this is why I love Christine Feehan's stuff so much, because her alphas aren't mean to people. They're commanding, and they can be demanding at times, but that's not going to stop them from listening to what someone's told them and taking that into account.
Right.
And it makes a huge difference.
Listen, I just always want to bag ahead.
Crap on her old books all they want, but she has definitely grown and improved and learned how to write a good alpha. So
I don't know. I just want to bag of heads of my enemies delivered to me. I don't know why that's too much to ask.
And it's like,
alpha and morality chain are two different things, Izzy. I know.
For Kate and Kern, I also like that they both mature throughout the series. The first couple books, they're both more volatile than they are going to be in the future, and they definitely have like specific scenarios and missteps where they're like, okay, like I should have handled that better, and in the future I'm gonna have to. Don't we all need to reread Kate Daniels? Isn't that
or read it for the first time?
Or
there's someone here who's never read it.
Oh, stop.
I mean, Izzy still hasn't finished it, so truly she cannot talk trash.
No, but I've read like half of it.
Doesn't count.
I'm gonna work on it here, okay?
I'll believe it when I see it.
Honestly, I think you would really like Kate Daniels.
Sometimes I think you all don't even listen to me. You just watch the videos and you don't even listen.
They don't.
Because how many times must I say to read Alana Andrews?
But like, I know your reading tastes. I think you would actually really like.
You should get on it. It's not okay. Just because you're all wrong together doesn't make any of you right. Okay.
So the second book.
Let's get one thing straight.
The graphic audios, if you're an audiobook person, also I think make it a little bit easier to dive into book one, probably. So there's that. I'm 3 books behind on my reading goal.
I don't know what I'm at. I know
that's fair.
I know I got behind, and then I think I caught up again, and I don't know.
I thought I was caught up, but I'm not. It's because of these damn cowboy romances. Stealing my time. Making me rage.
Finally getting on the cowboy romance train, and I'm just not in a cowboy mood, so I'm sad that I can't hang with everybody.
I'm 3 books ahead.
Damn, we trade places.
3 books ahead. Yep. Good thing I did those rereads, because let me tell you, the slump was slumping.
I'm not even in a slump. Like I'm reading a sapphic cowboy romance. It's delightful so far. I just need to read it with my eyeballs. But now that the weather's calmed down, I feel like I'll read again. That'll help. This is also why I'm not current on Alone. Because once I finish Kate Daniels, I will be almost current. Because I'll just have the novellas. The Wilmington years. And that's it. And that one other one. The fan fiction tab. I am tracking my fan fiction this year. So we're not going to talk about that.
Yes, you've been having a fic moment. We all understand.
I know. It's fine. I didn't read 20,000 words last night. It's fine.
You can start with Innkeeper, but I probably wouldn't. Honestly,
yeah, I don't know if I'd start with that one either.
I think starting with Hidden Legacy or Kate Daniels are your best bets. All of the beginning of their series, like they were saying, all of the beginning of their series, there's a couple like problematic things per book basically that aren't in any of their more recent books, but it doesn't matter which series you start, it's not going to be as good as the end of the series, I feel like. However, they are all really good. So
They're all really good, yeah.
I just wouldn't judge Ilona Andrews off the first 30% of a first book of their series because you're talking about a long time ago. And yeah, they just I mean, if you finish one book and you hate it, then maybe they're not for you because it has never happened to me.
I was gonna say Hidden Legacy, honestly, is always my recommended starting spot for Kate Daniels because it's a trilogy and it's later in their writing career. So you're getting them a little more developed,
And it
a little
moves
more together.
quickly.
Hmm.
Hidden Legacy moves so quickly.
And it moves really fast and it's really engaging,
It's
really
also
interesting world building.
pretty unique. Yeah, world
It is. It's
building.
very different from anything else you're going to read because the way Alana Andrews blends paranormal and the urban fantasy stuff, like, I don't know, it's like the perfect mix. And like Innkeepers, you've got a little more sci-fi to it. It's really fascinating.
Innkeepers, I just think is probably the slowest of their series. I do
Mhm.
think that.
Yeah, it is. Bird for me, yeah, that's the Hidden Light is so good. Yeah, don't start with The Edge.
Well, I know one person that started with The Edge and loves it, and it's their favorite, but that's not most of us.
Yeah, yeah, that's
How do
generally
you
not the
have
advice I'm going to
duplicates
give.
on your Goodreads shelf?
Goodreads does this sometimes, though. I had this issue. I cleaned that up before we did our live with me, where we cleaned up my duplicates.
Unbelievable.
Hmm. Goodreads is top quality product. This is why I don't blame people for switching to StoryGraph at all. Like, I get it. If it had the social element, I would be there. But I just don't feel like I get book recs the same way I do sometimes by being on Goodreads. I just use both now when I remember to update them.
I feel like Edge has more body horror in it, so
Yeah, it definitely is more paranormal. It has a lot of
I
horror-y elements. There's that with, but it's good.
mean,
Very
you
good.
should pick it up for Love in the Night. You should.
Yes, I agree.
Waking up in
I think
Alona Andrews for Love in the Night, Shay, is always the right answer. It's always the correct course.
Heather. Heather, I understand.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
You sure?
What are you going to read for Love in the Night?
It's
That's
a
definitely not
secret.
happening
You'll
in
find
April.
out on Tuesday.
Oh,
Will we? All right. I'll accept it.
I'll accept it.
I'll be watching the TBR. I hope Magic Bites is on it. That'll be
There you
great.
go. Can buddy read it?
Alternatively, you could always do the clean sweep graphic novel. That might be a great way to get into it. Break the
I
seal.
will be reading the first clean sweep graphic novel.
You haven't read it
No.
yet?
It
That's
sat on
wild.
my coffee table and thus I forgot about it because it hit invisibility.
Wow.
ADHD. It's a great time. It's really freaking annoying sometimes.
All right.
But I mean, I'm gonna read Portal to Pleasure. That's my plan. That's my 180-page book I had picked out. And maybe there's a video on next Sunday, that is me maybe deciding some books
Right now,
or
my
something.
plans are to continue like a couple series,
Mhm.
and that's it. That's all I've got
That's
going
fair.
on.
I don't remember. Here, hold on. Let me pull up the list. I can tell you.
You are
I was like,
getting into classic literature.
yeah, you're getting into the classics of paranormal. It's a fantastic place to be. Let's see. So yeah, I read 10 books. You're gonna try a chapter a week from today. So I
Yes.
read 10 books.
I love this for me personally,
Um,
specifically.
So yeah, there's some there that I will be reading during Love in the Night. Some that I'll read probably before Love in the Night.
I plan on filming a paranormal tri-chapter the day before Love in the Night, so I can immediately go into whatever I want to read. And then that's what's
I
coming
have
up
a visitor
during,
this
so
week, and I needed a video for Sunday. And what I was gonna do, I changed my mind on. So I did a try chapter, and I tried 10 books off of my TBR on Goodreads and my
good job.
Kindle shelves, and I think I unhauled one, and I think I have no, I unhauled more than one. What did I unhaul? I did a whole graphic and all these things. Um, I unhauled three. Three are maybes. One is definitely an unhaul. Two are maybes, and then I have 10 that I would like to try and read or are sticking around. I want to read more. The maybes are two of them I have to just read a little more to decide than a chapter. So I stole your format, but I did first paragraph
Oh, really?
instead of first sentence. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's fine.
Huh?
It's whatever you want it to be.
No, I know. I stole your thing, but not modified it. It's fine. But yeah, so I had some surprises. One of which was one I sent an abbreviation about in our group chat. So there's that.
I feel like your last round of Love in the Night was pretty meh, right?
It was.
So
I'm trying to set it up for some good stuff.
You need to not
A lot
get
of werewolf. We are
down.
in a werewolf moment in paranormal romance again.
Mm-hmm.
Like big time. We have been for a while, and I'm annoyed by it because I want more vampires.
I feel like
really
we're
is.
getting lots of vampires.
I feel the opposite. I feel like I'm just monsters and shifters are all over my TBR.
You know what it is? You know what I think it is? I think it's we're getting a lot of vampires in fantasy. Not
we're getting romance vampires.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's
I'm gonna be editing that.
And
tomorrow.
they are definitely different breeds of vampire, that's for sure.
Very.
And that video is getting edited tomorrow, and it'll go up for members probably tomorrow or Tuesday. So they're gonna have a good time. Get a little early watch because I got to get that done before somebody visits me.
Dun dun dun.
Who could it be?
Surprise! It's actually me.
It's
Everyone
Heather.
thinks it's Shay, but it was me the whole time.
And then May showing up for the weekend. So I was like, I just need to have Sunday's video done. So.
For sure. Yeah.
Should I currently be filming and getting all my things prepped for while I'm off work? Probably.
What are you doing instead? Providing Izzy with free content.
Yep.
Appreciate it. I like that you all gave me my Sunday video for this week. And, we talked about a lot of Goodreads.
We did.
A lot of Goodreads. We
harassed Shay into reading things.
Have we? All right. Success.
Win. We'll take it.
People. Yeah.
I mean,
you are ending this with a smaller TBR than you started with.
Fingers crossed we were successful. Sorry, some of you didn't get roasted as much as I thought we would, but you guys y'all had some books on there that I was not expecting.
Thing is, I don't want to be completely mean about something that I know nothing about, and then turns out I should have cut my mouth shut.
Totally. But when we know you, and we know the books,
we gotta keep it
the
to
gloves
the
are off. We're ready to fight.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, I had a surprise. I thought Shay's was going to be way worse than it was, so I'm just happy about that.
Yeah, I had cleared it out not too long ago because I hadn't touched it in forever, and a bunch of the stuff on there I'm I know I'm never going to read this.
Yeah.
So I only kept the things I legitimately thought I would read.
Yeah. It was definitely not as bad as I was expecting. I will give you that for sure.
You made me think it was going to be real, real bad, and it was not, so I was happy.
Even Megan's was better than I anticipated.
Now Morgan,
you got some work to do.
But it's a really therapeutic process, to be honest, clearing out those shelves. So I do recommend if you audiobook or podcast listen or any of that stuff, it's a great little sit at your computer for a minute and just
Yeah.
your books.
It's
Or on
also
your
really
phone.
easy to delete on your phone now because all you have to
It
do is
is.
swipe. It
Yep.
used to not be, and now it is. So, do that.
I love this for you. I would just never know what I read if I didn't track it somewhere.
Right. Well, and that is, I think, why I like it so much because I did spend the first few decades as a reader not having any way to track what I was reading other than like logs for
Writing it down in a
school,
notebook. Yeah.
right.
And
Getting my
hoping you
books
don't lose this
early.
notebook.
And there were a lot of books where I was like, yeah, I remember that book. Couldn't tell you cover, title, name, how to find it, any of those things. So I like keeping track.
I'm the
Yeah.
same. That's more what I use my Goodreads for as well.
I think whatever you use it for is valid for you and what works for you, It's all good.
Oh, Heather, we did get our spoilers in my Discord, by the way, on that full
Ooh.
book.
I will have to
I
try
love
and remember
this.
to
It's a
cover that.
problem. That's fair. That's fair too. I don't think that's a bad practice.
I love that.
I love this. I wish I didn't get Goodreads till college, so I am envious of your brain because there are times where I'm like, I think I read that as a kid, but I don't remember.
I can tell you hundreds of books that I read, and I also know that there are hundreds that I wouldn't know. If I was looking at it, I still wouldn't know. There's just so many. I mean, truly, I've been, a avid reader my entire life, so.
Same, and that's the problem.
Right.
The joy and the problem, I guess,
There's both.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for hanging with us. I will have Heather and Shay linked below. Go clean your Goodreads out. I believe in you.
Do it.
I believe in you. It did not exist when I was in high school either. We're like the same age, so makes sense. Like I was in college. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out. I'm gonna hit end stream and we will see y'all very soon. Bye.